was a weird way to start. But what's up, everybody? Happy pre-Thanksgiving. We were supposed to start like 30, more than 30 minutes, like an hour ago. Me and Chris were just talking, chit-chatting, having a good old time. But I know they got a lot of stuff going on the YouTubes. But if some people want to jump in, join the conversation on this basically open night pre-Thanksgiving show, you're more than welcome to join. If I know you or if Chris knows you, if people think it's gatekeeping because I don't know you and I don't let you on, that's fine. But I would rather not to have anything go.
Want to open the floodgates?
Yeah, I don't want to go anything go crazy tonight. But like I said before, I hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving. If you don't believe it, do believe it, whatever. Just enjoy time with your family. If you don't have a family, just enjoy time with your friends. You don't have friends, just enjoy time by yourself. Be in peace. That's all I'm gonna say. So
yeah, I think when it comes down to it, if nothing else, enjoy the day off. Take a day to relax, chill out. Especially those who have jobs in retail that may have to work a little later on that day or the next day, which is Black Friday, because everybody's going to come through and try to get their deals and everything else. And, so just enjoy the downtime that you have when you have it, because we're always rushing around and being busy. It's always kind of good to just get back, relax, and everything else. So I know for me, I'm going to be going to my wife's grandfather's house and, celebrating with her family and everything like that. So just having an easy day, taking it easy, and then, getting ready for, I guess basically it's the sprint to Christmas now. So it's just like everything is all about, like even the television, they're telling you at Christmas. They started with the commercials. The marathons are coming on. All that stuff.
No jokes. My neighbor, they had a Christmas tree, and I was like, oh, that's a nice Christmas tree. I thought they were putting it in the house. No, they got it in front of their door. Like it's like the entrance to it is like right to the. I was like, really? I was like, we ain't even had Thanksgiving yet. They got a big old Christmas tree right outside the house.
I have friends that post it on Facebook and also family too. That like as soon as November 1st hit, the tree went up, lights are on, like they were ready to go. As soon as November, like once Halloween ended, it was Christmas time. That was it. I was ready. It's time to go. So
I got a coworker that does that to mess with people that he knows.
Yeah,
because he said some people are like a really big Christmas people. So like. He hadn't done it yet, so he might do it right after Thanksgiving. But he normally does as a countdown for Christmas. So like he does his countdown, and like he'll post every day like the the countdown, and then when after Christmas Day he'll post 300 and so many days of Christmas.
Yeah. Well, to mess with the people. I'm almost positive. So we have a station up here called Mix 98.5, and when Mix 98.5 what's it called? Basically, it's like Thanksgiving night. It's either Thanksgiving night or the day after. I'm almost positive it's Thanksgiving night. Once it hits 6 o'clock or something like that, they stop playing regular music and everything, like the music that they normally play, which is they're more of like easy listening type stuff. So they go from like R&B and soft stuff to like Christmas, and it's just Christmas straight from 6 o'clock Thanksgiving night all the way until midnight December 26th. So, and I know because my wife does this every year, it's just going to be like anytime in her car, it's just Christmas no matter what, all day, every day. So it's just like every time. And I'll be honest, I won't lie. I do enjoy the music a little bit. There are songs I look forward to hearing every single year just because those versions of those songs I like I'm a big fan of John Lennon, like War Is Over, Happy Christmas. I love that song. I look forward to that every year. The one song I'm hoping that they finally will put on is Weezer's version of Oh Holy Night. But I do like a lot of the old Christmas music that they'll play, like the classic stuff. Like you got Perry Como and what's his name, Nat King Cole and all them. They be sitting there singing. And they love to play this once. It's the Peanut song. I love the Peanut song. They could put on the Grinch song, so it's good stuff. But the thing is that you usually hear it. You usually hear it within the first week. You're like, all right, this is great. And then after that, you're like, all right, enough. And we all know the one song we're going to hear. Oh, we know the song that we're going to hear repeated a million times in a row. It's like summoning a demon every time Halloween ends. The demon known as Mariah Carey shows up, and it's all about all I want for Christmas is you, and that's it. And it's that piano that piano roll gets me every single time. I don't want a lot for Christmas, and then just once you hear that, it's just torture until like you will pray for the 26th to happen, so you don't have to hear that song anymore. So get ready because Mariah is coming, and she's bringing the entire thing with her. So I think I know that there was a lot of streams happening tonight, and I'm not sure if anybody's doing any like early Christmas stuff, like as far as like early sales. I know that there's a bunch of shops going to be doing sales over the weekend and everything like that. I have 2 shops that are doing stuff that I know of in my area. There's one that's doing Black Friday weekend sale, and then another shop is doing all next week sale. Different stuff and everything like that. So, definitely cool stuff. I think if anybody has shops by them, and they haven't checked out, see if they're doing any sales. If you looking to pick up some books or supplies, as far as like bags and boards or toys or whatever. Like a lot of them are gonna have like I think 20% in up sales for Black Friday, and that's just that whole weekend. So it could be a good time to pick up some stuff. We got Bleeker in the house. Bleak, if you want to join, you can always hop on. We give you a link, and you can come on in and call us nerds to our faces. That'll be fun. But as far as Christmas, it's here. It's happening. So it's on its way. So and no one in the chat has really spoken up other than Bleeker. And I know Bleeker had his Thanksgiving because Canada's theirs a little earlier. So if anybody's going anywhere cool and want to let us know, like if you're going on going away for the weekend, if you're going to family and stuff like that, let us know where you're going. And what are you most looking forward to as far as the food? Like, what are you are you a turkey person? Are you a side dish person? Do you have what's the best side dish you can get? For me, I am a big fan of stuffing, and I also love mashed potatoes. So as long as there's mashed potatoes and stuffing at Thanksgiving, I will be there. I don't care who's throwing it. I'm happy. I'm there. I'm ready to go. I know Circumstances probably has a couple bets he's going to be placing. For all the football folks, there's a couple games going tomorrow, so that's going to be exciting for them to go ahead and have some turkey, bet on some stuff, and then hope that hope your bet comes through, so you get a little extra Christmas money to go spend, or whatever And then if you lose, well, I don't know, it's insult to injury. I can't help you there, but let's see. So I know Bleeker's in the chat. Oh, he was in the chat. So Bleeker, when you had your Thanksgiving, what did you have? Did you have anything great? What was the special side dish that you had with it? I want to know. I think that's a cool thing to think about, look at. Let's see. I think that one thing that people should be looking at as far as what they're thankful for and the things that they're happy about is this is a good time to reflect on your collection too, like how you did. Yeah.
What he said? What Blake said?
Oh yeah. He said celebrate being native and all that. I understand that, but you can have your own feast. Just call it, no Thanksgiving, no thanks you.
Dropping a link for you, Blake.
Say no Thanksgiving. No thanks.
Well, the idea I like to think of Thanksgiving is what I said earlier. So you can just do it as that. You don't have to believe in Thanksgiving as what they do now.
No, of course not. You don't have to celebrate it. You just do your own thing. You know what I mean? But I was saying like as far as a good thing. Oh well, aggressively relaxing. I understand. I'm just saying Bleak
He's offended.
chooses not to celebrate because he's native, and that's not a problem at all. Like that makes perfect sense. Because while Thanksgiving was good for some, it was not good for others. So
I mean,
it is what it is.
well, I'm gonna be quiet. Never mind. All right,
No, it's
coming to
okay.
this.
Hey,
Coming
look.
no, I was gonna say something else, and it's not relevant. I mean, it is relevant, but it's not needed to be said because
No, it's cool.
you
You
know,
know what?
no,
Because
look, we got a guy coming to the stage.
yay.
He's coming to the stage. He's an award-winning, no, two-time, not one time, two-time award-winning show. One of the
Yeah.
best. Was it Hangouts in YouTube?
That's right.
One of the best
You
spec
contributed.
channels in YouTube that I expect a new show of that very soon. None
That's
other
right.
than the Reverend. I'm sorry, the Reverend Finger Bleeker.
Boom, boom,
Blast.
boom.
Yeah, because when it came to this hangout, the best hangout show, that was a huge honor. I was really excited to see that
I gotta
happen.
fix my daughter some pizza.
And I said, I said when it happened, I said, I did it. I mean, he did it. We did it. 'Cause, I feel like no, I'm just joking. Like, no, that was amazing, and I was excited. I was actually really happy to see that you won both of those awards, just because it's well deserved.
Well, I appreciate it. And I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but that does not make me happy for you guys and celebrating Thanksgiving. I hope it's a very good one.
Oh no, dude! I like Thanksgiving just because it's a good time to get together
I
with
like
family.
the food.
And
The
everything like
food's
that.
good. I'll give you that.
But I will say,
I like
will
all the
say-
food. I don't know, probably mashed potatoes and gravy is probably, that's the really
See?
big, that's the big ticket item.
It always is. Like, I'm sorry, but I mean, and I know it's like, I know a lot of people celebrate differently, so people have different stuff, and but man, if you have some good mashed potatoes, and really, I'm very simple when it comes to stuffing. You give me some stovetop, I'm good. Some stovetop
Stovetop's
and
the
just
best. Stovetop
Yeah.
is better than, let's be honest, it's
Yeah.
pretty darn good. It's pretty
it
good.
is good for something that comes out of a box. I mean, the people know how to really just do it up and make it right. And as long as you have that and somebody who really makes those mashed potatoes good, because that's what you got to put the effort in. You got to really, you got to make sure that mashed potatoes are on point. If they're on point, it's just a good day. Doesn't matter what happens next. It's a good day. Give me some potato, some stuffing, a little bit of turkey, some cranberry sauce. I'm in. That's all you got to say. Oh, what? The game's on a little bit? Okay, who's playing? These guys don't even care. I got my stuff. I got my mashed potatoes. I'm happy. And then, yes, aggressive relaxing says he's hung out on the best hangout show. He's claiming the victory is his as well, as you should.
That's right. It's
But
victory, man.
I was saying also that a good time. Another good thing about I would say just this time of year is that it's a great time to reflect on your collection and stuff that you picked up. And really be thankful for the stuff that you were able to pick up. See how you've gone ahead and what's happened with your collection. Like, have you gotten some big keys that you wanted? Did you complete a run that you wanted? Did you were you able to sell some books you wanted to hopefully pay for a big key? Like what
The big keys, baby. I'm just been sort of just trying to grab one nice key every couple of months.
Yeah,
That's been the plan.
I know for me, like, I've been doing that also, but I've kind of slowed down a bit just because I'm really just trying to make sure that when it comes time for Heroes, I really want to have a good time down there, and so I want to have some money to go down there and have some fun. And then also for Terrificon, just kind of doing that too. So I've like all in all, I've done I think very well this year as far as comics are concerned. I've gotten a bunch of books that I didn't think I would be able to get. I found some things that I was like, oh wow, like I actually finally have one of these. Like this is
I
cool.
picked up my Miles Morales first appearance
Yes,
for less than $1, so that's
I
something.
mean,
That's pretty
yeah,
good.
you can't. That's a better story than I have. Yeah, kind of. Because like I said, like my two Miles Moraleses that I had, I sold one, and I don't know if I sold the one that um I had bought for $10 or the one that was given to me as an A-OK. But either way, I mean, you score that book for $1 or less than $1, or
Yeah.
I mean, even if you score it for less than $100, just if you get it and if you really wanted it, that's a win.
Yeah, I was, you know how bad I wanted that book for. I would have traded for that book. I done it about a year and a half. I've been looking for that book, and then finally it just fell in my lap. So that was a good one this year.
Let's see. So, Regressive Relaxing says, that's a good idea. What comic things are you guys thankful for this year? He said that he got all the Star Trek Lower Deck covers, which is a big collecting goal of his.
That's nice.
Let's see. I know for me, I would say thankful for God. I'm thankful for a lot of books. I mean, and I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound like a jerk, being like I'm happy for all these big keys I got because I did, and I did well. I was like, all right, I'm happy that I have, like, I was able to pick up, the first Thanos, which is a book that I never thought I would own. I really wanted that.
That's
Also, First Blade, what's it called, X-Men '94. I mean, there's a few more that I got, but I was just really excited that I was able to add those to my collection just because those are books that, like, honestly, I never even gave any thought to trying to own. I was just like, they're just out of my league and I can't have them. And the thing is that I think a lot of times when people are collecting, they don't really have the mindset of, you can have not everything, but you can get yourself some good stuff. It's just you just got to find a way to do it. You just got to be patient sometimes.
I don't need everything all at once. You can get a book every. I know you get caught up because everybody on the internet does like great unboxings, and you see like, oh, this guy does an unboxing every week, for Christ's sake. How can I compete with that nonsense?
I mean, and that will 100% get you into a spot where, especially if you're still buying new books and stuff, and you're like, I'll never get that, or I'll never do that. And I do think that, like, while it inspires you, I think a lot of people don't really. I think sometimes that kind of gets you to think twice about your collection. Like, oh shit, I can't do this, I can't do that.
Well, I got a very big gift this year from Collecto 6, and that changed my entire goal.
It motivated you. I want to say it motivated you.
Yeah. Have you shown this gift yet?
What's that?
Yes.
Have you shown this gift?
Yes, I've shown.
Okay, so
not on the hunt, though. Not on the hunt.
oh, all right. Well then, I mean, but have you shown it in general?
Yes.
All right. So then, what like, if you don't mind,
what
was the book that changed it?
A Spotlight 5, 8.0 Spotlight number 5.
Yeah.
And that changed my whole way, like what I was collecting. You collect this book and that cool book here, cool book there, random book there, but then all of a sudden you get something like that. You're like, wow, I want this book. I want that book. And I sort of started collecting things that I loved, and things that were of the era that I grew up.
Enjoy.
Yeah, my era, like my era of comic books. So I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna start here. And it just sort of drew me into that like monsters. I'm collecting all the monsters, and that's pretty cool.
So let's see. I just wanted to give a shout out to Comics by the Bay.
Yeah, what's up, Comics? You have a great Thanksgiving as well.
K-pop,
then Squirrel Wars coming in. Hoping that we talk about nuts soon. I don't really have any stories.
Nothing about those, but you never know. But yeah, that was a great gift. I got one as well, but
from Seppo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did I've showed it on the hunt? I don't know if I showed it on the hunt, but I've shown it before.
That's cool.
And
you'll see it Friday. Don't worry.
Yay.
Not mine. Not mine.
Mine,
Mine's in CGC Limbo Fast Track, but you know.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's it does motivate you. It's great. It's a see when I that's what I like. You're talking. I guess y'all kind of walked in. Y'all talking about thankful stuff like, I'm that was really thoughtful. Made me very thankful, and also made me, because a lot of stuff's going on in the world, and people are not nice. And to think somebody was nice enough to think of X person, to send X person something that they've been looking for, and didn't ask anything in return, but I guess for you to continue being yourself and being kind to them and others, basically is that's the world we should all live in. But like, it motivated me as well because I've had a list. Chris helped me do this list like how many years? Like 2 years ago. Like 2 years ago. And I couldn't. I got like 1 or 2 books off the list, and I was like, I just wasn't getting any. Like I couldn't get nothing off that list. I was getting other books at great prices and finding these other great books and keys or big boy books. Wasn't getting nothing off the list. It was hard, and then I had an opportunity to get one of them, but I had a crazy guy who didn't ship well, and and people saw that video. It ended up being craziness. So I ended up sending that book back. When it was a great grade, it was a 9.6. Which I was looking for that book in a 9.6 or possibly a 9.8, but I knew a 9.8 was like out of the realm at the time.
Yeah,
and it still kind of is with that book, which is the first Shang-Chi. And so I was happy with the 9.6. It was a Gen 2 label, but it didn't work out. And then it ended up working out in the long run. And then I ended up knocking I think like 2 other books off the list, and stuff started falling. I literally looked at the list and I said, man, I need to update this because half of the list is gone, like 5 out of 10 books. And I really need to do a new one because if 5 or 10, I need to do another 10 and add 5. But
I'm pretty thankful we started Band of Brothers auction this last year.
Oh yeah,
that's been a big blessing as well. I don't always sell a ton of stuff, but it's nice to do.
It's great to do it once a month. And it's great to have fun doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People know kind of, and I was getting a little burnt out, but I'm happy to do it. How we're doing it because it just works out for the people who are buying and us as the sellers.
Yeah.
And then we can still have fun and hang out. So.
Pick up some stuff.
What's up, Biggie? I put the link in the chat. I don't know if it's still there. If you want to join, you're more than welcome. K-pop as well. You're more than welcome if you're feeling up to it. It's just that was something to really be thankful. And
I had a great year.
Getting out with friends and sell books. How many times can you say that, Bleak?
What I can honestly say is I've had a really great year in comic books. I was Biggie voted me best most improved comic book collector of the year. So I came in pretty high on his list.
I didn't even know he did that list. I didn't even know that.
That was part of remember the best collectors.
Oh yeah.
I was on that. I did pretty good on that list for.
Yeah, I was happy. I was happy to be in the top.
I was on the list, and I'm pretty happy that I was on the list. So
I was happy to be on the top 10. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a great year in collecting. Even though this is like almost feels like a New Year's Eve show. But
everybody is such a everybody's been such a naysayer, and I've had nothing but good things happen in comic books. I don't know,
What I've realized, and I've said this before. I've said this before I even met you, Bleak, and Chris knows this. I've said patience, and it pays off if you just be a little patient. Things happen to good people, and if you don't think so, then you must be not a good person. It does happen. It will happen to you. And your case in point is the Ghost Rider. You got other things. So it's like it's just got people just have to be a little patient sometimes when you're going after keys.
There's a little patience for you, baby.
Yeah, and that's another book. You were like, I'm gonna trade this big old book for this book, and not it happened to you happen to find it in a collection, and you said it looks like it's a 9.8, so it's
it's definitely got 9.8 written on it.
Yeah, so it's just like patience does work out. It's hard to be patient, us as humans.
It'll probably come back as a 9.4 just to piss me off, but looks like a 9.8.
That's what happened. I sent 2 in one time, and I got so pissed off, I got rid of them because like these, you can just get mad, and I was like, I should have kept one. I was so mad. That was when CGC was grading so freaking hard. It's a lot of stuff to be thankful for, even if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving or believe in Thanksgiving. One thing I want to say I'll say this though. My favorite food for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Because I like talking about. I'm a foodie. My wife's a foodie. I live in Southern Louisiana, so if you know anything about Southern Louisiana, there's a lot of food. So it's hard to put one thing on my favorite Thanksgiving food time. I would have to put a combination of a couple of things. One would be mac and cheese. It's hard to beat a good mac and cheese. I'm sorry. Mac and cheese could be an entree. It could be a side dish. You throw some lobster in it. It could be a freaking main dish. Like it's endless. It's endless stuff. So mac and cheese, sweet potato pie. Oh, there you go. Sweet potato pie is my favorite dessert during Thanksgiving. And I'll add this that a lot of people don't have, but for Thanksgiving, it's gumbo. Gumbo in Louisiana during Thanksgiving is very good.
I did forget to mention pumpkin because I do love a nice pumpkin pie. It's just delicious with some whipped cream. Oh my god!
We'll get you a sweet potato, bro. You come down here with the brothers.
I can't eat.
You can't what?
I can't eat.
You allergic to
them? When I was a kid, I was in an adoptive family, and this adoptive family used to tie me to a chair and force me to eat them, and I hated them. And they would tie me.
Well, I'm not tying you to a chair, and I'm not going to force you to eat the potato. We're making a pie.
I know
a pie filled with whipped cream.
That thing, man, I can't do it. I can't eat them. Just can't happen.
That's okay. It's all right. We can find something that you like.
I got some trauma with the sweet potato. Sorry.
That's okay. So listen, you got that 1 mile. You get the first miles and everything. Now the next Miles cover that you have to, just because it's a badass cover, especially if you like rap music, especially if you up in the 90s, you have to get this cover for the Miles, and it's this one here. Gotta get it.
Oh, nice.
Put it on your list.
That's cool as fuck. Yeah, I'd get that.
Yeah.
Gotta
make sure you get that.
I have his first and second appearance and whatnot, so I'm pretty happy. I got more.
I'm happy. I got the first and second. I'm good. The first and second. I don't have the variant with me because it's getting signed by what's his name? What's the name? Damn, I can't think of her name.
I did collect the early Miles.
Sarah Pacelli.
Yeah, Sarah Pacelli. Yeah.
And so I have like the first 35 or 40 Miles Morales books. So I'm pretty happy with that.
I just have the first one, and then I don't have this second or anything like that, but I do I do look at it where it's just like I'm happy with those ones. I could get other stuff if I want to, but I know that when it comes to just stuff that I am looking for, stuff that I want to get, I like my list is ever expanding.
Yeah.
Always looking at different things and always got my eye in different places, and I've also started to look for more rare stuff, like stuff that is hard to find, maybe that people don't know as much, which is cool. Which I'll show this now just because I showed this before too. But I saw this, like there was a live sale that a local shop of mine was doing, and they had this, and it just caught my eye. I was like, oh my god! I was like what?
Oh yeah,
I get this. So I was just like, perfect, and I looked it up online as soon as I saw it. this is an expensive book. It's a hard book to find. So if you come across it, like if you see it and it's a good price, and I'll say the I mean 4.0s, 4.5s, they go for around like $600. So this is a tough book to get. But if you find it, pick it up. And there's also a Canadian price variant, which is a 40-cent variant. So at some point, I'm going to try to find that 40-cent variant, and I'll have that and this. But it's a great book to get. Definitely one that, like I said, is rare, and it's just like some people may not know what it is. Some people, like if you see a collector that, like put it this way, if someone's eyes light up, they probably know what it is. So it's just like, just keep an eye out on that.
I think we've all done pretty well this year, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna put a break in the stuff because I got something I'm giving away in 3 days. Well, 3 days is the deadline, and I got something cool I'm gonna do. So I have a super chat channel membership giveaway. So if you're a channel member, you get bonus entries to win books like this. I try to do them like bi-monthly so I can get bigger and better books. So first Jennifer Kale, you got an ASM 140, you got ASM 162, you got first Samson Hulk 141 and a duel of Batman and Cap done by Eddie Nunez.
Yeah, so that 162 is first Jigsaw.
There you go. So this is all gonna go to one person. $2 in the super chat, or you become a channel member. But if you do anything today, I have a pack of Marvel cards I'm going to give away not right now, but tonight. So I'll give this away. If you do a super chat, even if you just do a $2 super chat for the big entry, and say you're the only person, you'll win these cards. So I'm not gonna probably go through all of them. I got a Hawkeye in the back. Topps Chrome Marvel. We got Swarm. You got The Thing. You got a medal of Shang-Chi. We got Enchantress medal, Echo, Topps Chrome, Taskmaster, and Living Triangle. So this is gonna I'm gonna send this to somebody tonight. If anybody does enter in through a super chat. If you don't want to do super chat and you want to do the Cash App, just let me know because I got a sticky note with Docs entered in. So I had to write it down so I can make sure to add Doc, and I have it sitting right here. So, but if you enter in tonight, $2 get you one entry, $5 get you 3 entries, and you'll be entered in on the wheel to give this pack away free shipping, and I'll send it to your door. So I just want to say that. Appreciate everybody. Good luck to everybody that's entered. Not many people have entered. So yeah, that's what I do with my channel members and super chats.
It's a good book, that book.
Yeah, she was just in a show, I think, huh? Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, a little Jennifer Kale. If we're gonna, it'd be nice to get a little Doc Samson. So we'll see. So.
I can't find my so I have the first comic appearance of Man Thing, Adventure in the Fear number 10. I have that somewhere. I just don't know where. But I want to say that. Well, I'll say this much. I know I have it, so it's not like I have it and I lost it. Like I mean, it's somewhere within my boxes or my books or something like that. Just because I found my X-Men 97, which I started to lose hope. Like I hadn't seen that book in a couple of years, and I was like, did I actually really buy it, or was it really the 113? Because honestly, 113 and 97 have basically the same cover. So I'm like, is it 113 that I bought? Did I just dream that I got? And I found that 97. Oh, I was so excited. I was like, yes. I was like, I knew I'm not crazy. So actually, I can say another thing that I'm thankful for with that X-Men 94 is now I have the full run of 94 all the way through 140. I think all the way to 145. So I have the whole entire like Cockrum, Byrne, Cockrum, Claremont, and Byrne run complete. So I have all those together. So that makes me happy.
Yeah, I got
old X-Men. Like what old X-Men do I want?
I got 94. I didn't get that this year, but yeah, I got a few older ones that I've been hanging on to. I got a lot of books that I kind of just been holding on to. I don't show a lot of my collection off. And I'll show unboxings, but kind of been holding stuff to the best. But Chris, what is your favorite food for Thanksgiving? I don't think you said it.
I said earlier, I was like, my favorite things for me, I like if you make these, I am just golden for the rest of the day. You give me some stuffing. Now I'm not like when it comes to that, as long as you make stovetop stuffing and it's good and it's straight, I'm good with that. And then the mashed potatoes have to be done well. Like I need you to put effort and real, and make those mashed potatoes good. So as long as I have those two things.
So just regular mashed potatoes or is it like garlic mashed potatoes?
Either or. I mean, normally it's regular mashed potatoes, but if you want to throw a little garlic in there, I ain't complaining. I'll take it.
Regular stuffing, like regular stuffing or turkey stuffing, or how about this seafood stuffing that we do down here with a little crab or some little crawfish?
I don't know. I never tried that.
Hey,
I'm not sure if I like crab so much. I know.
But you can do it with this. You can just do it with like crawfish.
I've never had a crawfish either, but I mean, I just not saying anything bad. For me, when it comes to seafood, I love haddock. Like haddock is good. Was it flounder is not bad. Scallops, I love scallops. So if they taste anything like scallops, I'm in. And then shrimp isn't too bad either. I don't mind shrimp. I like some good seafood. Like as long as
you put enough batter on something, I'll eat it.
Oh, dude, you don't even need that. Like, as long as you have you could do a great a nice baked haddock. Actually, one of the best haddocks I've ever had is you just put like some butter and garlic and stuff, and wrap it in some tinfoil and grill it. Oh, it's delicious.
Only fishes I know about that I love down here. I love catfish.
Mm-hmm.
I love redfish, and I like grouper. That's my favorite fish. But that's down here because I'm closer to the Gulf.
Yeah.
And they have an easier access to the last two I mentioned, like redfish and grouper. Grouper is like more about the tropical islands.
Yeah. I've had red snapper before, which is I had that in the Bahamas. I had conch before. Actually the best conch fritters I've ever had.
Conch is good. Yeah, conch is good. You fry that up.
Yeah. The best conch fritters I ever had in my life was at this club called Cocktails and Dreams, and I knew this Bahamian lady, like she was like, what you want? And I said, I got some conch fritters. I take care of you. And then, so it's funny because like back
you got one other conch fritters.
Well, no. So what's funny is so when I was down there, I don't know why, but like this dude kept calling me. He's like, hey, yo, bomb. He's like, you a brown bomber. I call you a brown bomber. So like that week I was down there, like people just kept calling me that. So then she's like, Brown, I take care of you, Brown. You don't you worry, none. I got you. And then so she made it, and like you figure like, oh, it's gonna be the small. Like she gave me like a plate and a half. I was like, whoa,
a platter, yeah.
And then so I was sitting there. I said to my friend Ruben, I was like, Ruben, you want some of this? Because I can't eat all this. He's like, what's that? I was like, conch, and he says, fried conch, whatever. He's like, I'll try it. And he's like, also, he's like, yo, and he's like, do you have an extra plate? And I was like, dude, take like half of this. So like me and him were just feasting on it. Oh, it was so good. So good. So
conch is very good if it's done correctly.
I don't know if Cocktails and Dreams is still there, but if you get to go to Cocktails and Dreams, get the conch fritters.
Get the conch fritters. It's very So I'm with you. It's very, very good. Very tasty. Very, very tasty, man. So
I had a lot of fun down in the Bahamas. They treated me well. Like I had a good time down there.
I know when I went there like, well, it wasn't the Bahamas. I went to Jamaica, and this is when I had braids. So I had long braids, dude, and I was like, all the women, like they if you got long hair, they want to braid your hair. Doesn't matter if your hair's already braided. No matter if your hair's already braided. You say, oh, let me braid your hair, boy. Let me braid. And then you say, Rasta boy, let me braid your hair, Rasta boy. I'm like, and this is I'm like 20, 21. I'm like, I'm real young. I'm not 20. Yeah, I'm not 20, but like 21 to like maybe 23 3 in that range. So I'm like young, like that's a different experience to have.
Yeah.
Eat some good old goat, some old stewed goat.
Did you guys finish Penguin yet?
I haven't watched one. I haven't watched one episode.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, I did. I watched. I finished. It was good. It was good.
Really good. It was really.
I'll say this much. It was good. But the thing that like makes me laugh about it is that so you have the show, and the show was awesome. The movie that it's based on was not so awesome.
It was okay. It was a good try. Hopefully they'll do it better this time with all the feedback that we've given people give them.
Exactly. They have to do something to make Batman and Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne more interesting, just because it's like, look,
he's a
boring. To be honest with you, I was a fan of the Penguin. I liked I liked him all the way through, and then I was like, wow,
I like the fact that the bad guy is an actual bad guy.
Yeah, no. Oh, he reminds you. I mean, and that's the thing. That's what I'll say is that they kind of get you to root for him for a little bit because
for a minute,
you kind of feel like you feel like he's on it. You could be on his side.
Yeah.
And then later on, you find out oh wow,
this guy is an evil sack, man, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I think that's great. Finally, a bad guy's a bad guy. None of this pussyfooting around. None of this. We got to feel sorry for the bad guy nonsense. Bad guy's a bad guy.
It kind of made you feel.
That was the beauty of the show, though. That was the twist that was just like, oh my god, he's just rancid. He's a rancid human being.
and so it's just like I said that before. I was like that's the problem they're gonna have with Matt Reeves' story depiction. There, it's just like the villain. I mean, the only villain to have a show was far more interesting than Batman. It's just like, so if you're gonna put out another 2-hour plus Batman movie, you better make that dude really interesting, or have him. You need people to be on his side, just because, like I said, like by the time they get to the end and that flood happens, I laughed. I was like, this is not a Batman problem. This goes far beyond Batman. This is way outside his pay grade. This is a Justice League problem. Like, what is he gonna do about this?
I'm curious to see how they're going to treat Penguin going forward in the movie version. I'm curious to see if he's going to play a small side role where maybe Batman just goes and bugs him like once in the movie, or if he plays a bigger role in it, because they're not going to use him as the main bad guy, I don't think, because the Penguin is pretty successful on its own.
No, exactly. His show's going to stand alone. Like that's how you see the most out of him.
That's what I think you could.
I think you could see him do like he does in the comic books and stuff.
Yeah, like information and stuff.
Yeah, and because that's really like, I mean, outside of when he's doing bad things and Batman has to stop him. Like he'll sit there and he'll know that he's doing illegal shit, and he just go to the Iceberg Lounge like, I need information. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah, because he's not quite high end enough of a criminal at the point where we have him in the show Batman worries about more higher end stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder how they're going to treat that going forward. I think it's going to be interesting.
Well, even in the comics, like where he is, a big enough problem to worry about. It's just like when he's not causing trouble, Batman knows he can get information because like for the most part, he'll sell people out. Like he doesn't care. He's like, yeah, like I don't care as long as you're not gonna mess with me. I'm good. Yeah, you want to take this guy down?
True, but there is a version of the Penguin where the Batman has to tread lightly in Penguin's territory, which I find
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like because he's always telling him, he's like, be on your best behavior.
Yeah. This is the Penguin.
No, I'm doing you a favor, so you better be good.
Yeah, exactly. And it's an interesting. I like that version of the Penguins. So this is it's very good. I enjoy it. I don't think we've spoiled anything. But
no.
I think it's
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No,
it's pretty good. We can do things without spoiling things.
Yes, because I'm going to watch it eventually. I have a list of stuff that I have to watch.
Oh, what?
It's hard to get through everything. Currently, I'm watching Cross. If anybody knows, Alex Cross, that character.
Yeah.
So I'm watching that. I don't know if they have the whole season on Amazon, but yeah, stop. But they're like 50, like damn near an hour. episodes, but they're good. I watched the first 2. I'm like, dude, this is like comic book esque mixed with a like this. It has a hint of feel like a comic book stuff, but because a hero and you got a villain, but like almost like a Law and Order, but more gruesome. It's good.
Okay.
It's good though. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot though. You got a question in the chat, and Biggie, if you want to jump on, you're more than welcome to jump on at any time. If you need me to send the link again, let me know. So, what collecting goals do y'all have for next year? This is I'll probably answer this twice. I'll probably answer this here and probably like next month. So
yeah, man, I just basically I think I'm going to try and continue on the same track. I'm just sort of trying to get really good books from the era that I live in, things that I've always wanted, things that are expensive. Obviously, there's some investment books as well as just books that I love. So yeah, I'm just going to sort of keep on that same track.
Yeah. I would say for me is to continue to get books off of my list, to have a good time in Heroes and obviously Terrificon, and to kind of challenge myself, because I did actually pretty well with this. So in Terrificon and in a couple shows around, I limited myself to a pretty strict budget, and still came out with a lot of good books. So we're gonna see, in those instances, what can I get? Like something to be like, hey, listen, I went to a convention before Terrificon. I limited myself to $100. I still came home with a pretty decent stack of books. So it's just like, I think that's kind of a fun challenge to do. It's just like, hey, you go to a show, here's $100. See what you can get.
I did that. I think I did 300 at the Comic-Con that I went to, and I came out with a really, really, really good stack of books. And I was like, okay, that was really worth it.
Yeah,
it was not bad. You can do pretty good stuff with $300, $350.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, and I'll quickly answer my collecting goals for next year, and this is all. It's like you said about it's not terrific now, but Heroes. It's probably gonna be save up for Heroes, but it all depends on how fast CGC gets stuff done for me from now until that time. Because besides this one person I'm buying from that it's hard to pass up when books are $2 and some of them have sticker prices of $60. But I'm really having a super hard buying freeze until these CGCs come back. But once those CGCs come back, I'm gonna be selling, and the goal is to try to see what I can get at Heroes, man, and because I need to save up a lot for Heroes because the flights are not cheap.
I already booked mine. Like my plane is ready. Just all I gotta do now is just wait, pack my suitcase, and get on.
So yeah, my year is gonna be. I'm gonna try to get one book off my list next year, and I would love to get what was it? All-Star 8. I would love to get the First Prince of Wonder Woman.
That's a big boy book right there. Holy,
it's a big boy book, but it hasn't reached the price of you have to be a millionaire to get.
Maybe a big girl book.
Right.
Because I have some ammunition. Well, I have one ammunition book that I could get to get that book, which is the first Doctor Doom. Which a lot of people are like, I wouldn't give the first Doctor Doom for the Wonder Woman, but it's Wonder Woman. I could find another Doom eventually in my life.
Personally, that gave me what I wanted. So then you want to know what actual book that we're trying to get? I don't know. I'm too random for that. To say like what book I'm going for specifically, because I really don't know what's going to come my way.
Wonder Woman, that's a good one. I get it. It is the one of the first iconic superheroes. Why not? I get that.
Yeah. I mean, I can name a book, but I don't. I don't want to sit there and say like, oh, this is my one specific, because that's the thing. It's just like I look at it where it's just like
I named that one that I want to live, but I have other. You see my list. You know my list, but I have other books on that list. So if I get one of the other ones,
I'm just trying to let Biggie know the reason why I didn't say anything specific, because I'm so random with you know, just how I see things and how I come across things, that it's hard to say like, you know, this is the one, because like there's definitely books that I'm like, you know, I like, if nothing else, I want this. Like I was all right. So one that I was like, and I said that earlier this year, like it was like by the end of the year, I definitely wanted to have a Silver Surfer #4. That's not going to happen just because I just don't have the I don't have the money, and I'm also saving up for Heroes. So you know, it's going to have to either wait or you know, maybe something crazy falls in my lap. But other than that, I'm just kind of you know, saying that, like, you know, that's a book that I definitely want to have.
But from a person that has watched you get stuff this year, that's one of the ones you didn't get, but you got a lot of books.
Yeah, you got a lot of good books.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's
a lot of good books off your list too. It ain't like you got, I got ASM 304. Like,
you did very well.
You got 300. First Thanos.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to keep going because I'll give myself a headache. That's what
he got very good books this year. I've watched
#1. I got The Legend of Zelda. I got, you know, bunch of stuff. But you know, it's just like, I got a bunch of crazy things, and you know, I'm excited to have done that. I just like I know that like you know, my focus was that, but then it was like every time I would see one, it would either be at a time, so it was at a good price, but I had no money. And then when I had money, it was just it skyrocketed on me. So I was like, damn it. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Just you know, it's all over the place. Like that book, you just have to be in the right place at the right time. Same. I'll give you another book that's very hard to find, because of the fact that it's old, and it's just kind of, I wouldn't say rare, but it's hard to find because it's an older book and a lot of people aren't coming off of them. Archie's Madhouse 22, the first Sabrina. That is not an easy book to find, and I've been looking for that for a while. And just money-wise, I can't like for what people want for it, I can't justify it. It's too expensive. So it's just like I just keep my eye. I look a lot to see like if I can find one. But
I joke about that book because I had the money at the time.
Yeah.
And I ended up working well because the guy who I got it from, me and Chris know, and it was raw, so he didn't sell it at graded prices, even though he cracked it out of a CBCS, and I still have the little slip back there, and it ended up getting like a whole like a 2 grade bump because it was a 4 or 5 in a CBCS, and it's a 5.5 CGC, which is a ridiculous you can find that book in that grade, but you're paying way more than I paid for.
Oh yeah, it's like
way more. It's over like 1,000 actually, over $1,000.
Yeah,
I know, and I think I paid like $400 for mine.
Just saw what's it called? Aggressive Relaxer said Jim Mahfood made a series called Girl Scouts with a U in the 90s, but the Girl Scouts of America sent a cease and desist. And so that one's, you know, probably another one that's really tough to find. And once the original run so bad, and some other early Mike Allred stuff. So talking about like Mad Men and stuff like that. Yeah, that's a second appearance.
This is a tough one to find as well.
I know,
because it's a second appearance and it's a Frankenstein cover.
Yeah, so the ones that I've seen
underground runs too, like Zap Comics and more Robert Crumb stuff. Dudes, like I don't know the not the Fabulous Blues Brothers,
the Freak Brothers,
like
there's a lot of that stuff. It's tough.
It's really tough, and it's really expensive in first prints. It's quite expensive, and they're not great grades. And it's from the 70s. You're like, Jesus, man.
Well, you got to think too. It's just like, I mean, they weren't really like kids comics. They were kind of like, the people that had them probably read them like like a loon because they, and it's just
filled basements and fucking, just sit.
And just I mean, it wasn't collectors that would necessarily, and that's the thing that we have to remember is that where you see all these things that are in rough shape, or it's like you said, that Sabrina in a 5.5 is a expensive book. It's like, why? Because people weren't having that collector mindset. They were just reading the book and rolling them up and sticking them in their pocket or whatever. So it's just like,
especially when it comes to Archies. Archies are notoriously in bad shape because nobody gave a shit about them.
Exactly. So Biggie says his top 3 is X-Men 1, Showcase 22, and Daredevil 1. A friend of mine has a Daredevil 1, right? And he's got he has it in a bag. He had it in a bag with a Turok #1, just kind of not in a bag and board, just like he had it in a plastic bag, and it was all it's beaten to death, like it's rough. And I begged him, I was like, please let me give you a bag and board to put that in, please. Fine, or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's this and that. He's like, it's probably not even that that expensive. I was like, I'll buy it off you right now for $200. Because I was like, in that shape, it's like a $200 book. I'll buy it off you, and it's gone up from there just because it's got to be at the very, very, very best a 2.0 maybe.
You'll definitely be able to get a Daredevil 1, Biggie. The big one is probably your X-Men 1. That's really gonna be that's gonna
that
be
or the Showcase. Like Showcase is
Showcase 22 is not that easy either.
Yeah, I mean X-Men 1, it can be done. It's just it's going to take a lot of saving. It's going to take a lot of saving.
What kind of price? What price point are you at? Like, I think he's after probably a 1.5.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But you know what I would say too on that one is that you do have time, like just because it's well before they're going to put them in the movies.
You don't have much. You don't have much time. They just killed the Fox universe.
Oh no. Yeah. Oh no. I that's what I say. Like you got at least a year. You got at least a year to get yourself some money to buy one of those. Yeah. So and who knows? Like maybe you can find it for less. Maybe you find somebody that's like willing to do some trades or something like that. You never know. You never know.
No. I think Biggie will do well. He's always doing pretty well with the books that he finds and is able to sell and yada yada yada. He'll be able.
Trying to finish the aggressive. He's still on Fantasy Football 1, but not prepared to spend that kind of money. He's still trying to finish his Star Trek Gold Key run. Well, let me tell you something about Star Trek. All right? I saw Star Trek #1, and the guy wanted. I think he wanted like $450 for it. I almost bought it just to rip it in half.
Just to rip it in half. I know. That's hilarious.
I almost bought it just to rip it in half. Not because I hate Star Trek, just because Dan's like, I got this signed by William Shatner. Like, you know what I would do? I would go and get it signed by William Shatner, and I'd wipe my ass with him. Like, here you go, Dan. This is what this book's all about. And then be like, please don't do that. Do you know how expensive of a book that is? Like, I don't care. To be honest with you, what would be ideal would be to get it. Just to make Dan cry and be like, I'm gonna destroy it. Like, you know what? No, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll trade it to somebody. Like, here you go, you can have this. Give me something I want instead. Hey, man, and now
everybody wants the first appearance of Star Trek. There is like something that is in dollar bins all around the world, and if you do find it, you're silly not to get it. It is the Next Generation Star Trek #1. And it has every first appearance of the Next Generation in it. And if you don't get that book, you're silly, because that was a major deal back in the day. Next Generation is awesome. So
yeah, you know what I think it is. I think people have I don't know, kind of like a. Not like they don't like the Next Generation, because people definitely do. I think that
they loved it. Next Generation was a super popular show.
I think that the problem that you had is that, or is why like some of their properties didn't take off and get as big as other like comics and stuff like that, is because you still had the original Star Trek people still making movies and stuff like that. Sure. I was like, so it's just like they didn't get the chance to really stand on their own and run and get big. The same. So, I mean, who's to say if in like 10, 15 years it doesn't do so? Because somebody will be, look, it's, the continuation of Star Trek. It's got a ton of first appearances. Yeah, it's not a dollar book anymore. Now it's a $30 book.
Wait till they do what they did with Star Trek with the movies recently. They'll do a Next Generation spin-off of movies, and it'll have a new Picard in it. It'll have a new #1 in it, and those books will fucking take off, man. And they're all in dollar bins right now. They're all in dollar bins right now.
Yeah, no, there's definitely truth to that. Just because, I mean, once you do a remake and it's like, oh, it's all new characters. No, this is the real one. No, we're not doing with that. Like Chris Pine is not Captain Kirk. William Shatner is Captain Kirk. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, you could definitely have something like that happen. I think that without trying to be like, oh, you got to stay ahead of it all. Like, I mean, it's hard to do that, but
No,
I mean,
but
there's certain things
it's
that
such an
like
easy
just make
buy-in,
sense.
Chris. It's such an easy buy-in. It's easy for me to say to people, go buy this dollar bin book because it literally is a dollar bin book.
Yeah. Well,
You're paying no more than $3 for this book.
Like if I had to follow a trend and say, well, this is maybe why this could go up. Like, think about it. All these people there's a lot of people that grew up, watching different stuff. So that's why they love it as they get older. So think about, so it's like, all right, so now you have, like Big Bang Theory, and that's all they talk about is like, oh, Star Trek: The Next Generation and Will Wheaton and this and that. And it's just like, okay, so then, as the people that maybe watch that as like a kid, as a sitcom, get a little older, maybe they're like, yeah, you know what? Like I want to get, the Star Trek stuff. And maybe that's what helps it pop. Like nobody would have thought that Street Sharks #1 would be worth next to anything, or that, what was it? Biker Mice from Mars would be
Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim is worth $1 bazillion. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Or, what was the other one I was thinking too? Not Earthworm Jim, but oh my god, it's one of those.
You got and the one good thing about the Star Trek book that I'm pushing right now is, guess who's always at comic book conventions? Crazy enough, all the people that are in Star Trek: The Next Generation are always at these shows.
What's the name? Commander Data's like at cons all the time.
Data, Yara, the chick that plays Yara is always there.
And the thing is,
a hard time getting Picard, no doubt, or maybe #1.
Oh yeah. Like you won't be able to get him. Jonathan Frakes, you might be able to get. I think the hottest two of that, like, original cast or whatever, would obviously be LeVar Burton because he's dead.
Yeah.
And then Picard, and then the two that are the people that are living, that would be tough. Would be Picard, and so Patrick Stewart, and the girl that was Deanna Troi, because I don't think she really does anything.
I don't know. I think Deanna Troi does them. I think #1 would be even harder, to be honest.
He was at a show recently. He was a terrific one, I'm pretty sure.
I got a question. Why are you trying to kill LeVar Burton?
Yeah, I didn't think he was dead. Is the reason?
No, he's not dead.
Are you sure? I
thought he was showing. I had to Google it just because you confused me.
Why is Reading Rainbow guy dead? When did that happen?
I thought
he's not dead. He was supposed to be the new. He was trying to be the new Jeopardy host.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh shit! My bad. LeVar Burton. Well, you know what? Now I'm not getting any autographs from him. I just killed him off.
Aren't you the guy that's trying to kill me off?
No, dude, actually, I have to say, man, like I will give him all the credit in the world. But I was a huge fan of his because I only watched The Next Generation because he was on that. Because like I loved Reading Rainbow as a kid. Reading Rainbow was such a good show, and he did such a good job with it that I was excited. So but that's the thing. I was gonna say, unfortunately, that would be the thing that would make it tough. Would be when they start to die. Then unfortunately, that book might start to go up. But I think
another person would be hard to get an autograph to add to that list because they were a guest star and then they became a permanent guest star, like meaning that they were like on multiple episodes. Yes,
she doesn't do conventions. I think unfortunately, I think Whoopi's too famous.
She's being canceled right now. You better watch out.
Hey, look, I think
she'll be brought back in 4 years.
Yeah, I know, bro. I know.
You can't. What's funny is that as much as you wouldn't like, I want to say, it's kind of a funny thing. Like when you think about her, like how famous she actually became. It's pretty crazy. You're like, oh, like Whoopi Goldberg, really? It's like, yeah, no, she made a big career for herself, and it is kind of funny. Like when you go back and you look at some old shows and old movies and stuff like that, where it's just like, like even looking back on that Star Trek Next Generation cast, it's like, dude, how do they afford all these people? Like if all those people, like, all right, we're gonna do one thing with all these people, a TV show, and get all those people back. the budget would be out of control. It's like you can't sign all those people on there. Even the guy
they really tried to do something special with the Next Generation. It was the first iteration of Star Trek that had come out since the '60s, and they really went all out on it. They did such a good job with it. It was a big deal.
They redesigned. They redesigned the ship. They redesigned the warp thing. They did everything, like everything that they possibly could to make it stand out and make it better and bigger. They did.
Different kind of captain. They, and you're always going to get the who's better, Picard or Kirk. That's been an argument since that show. I think they now throw in Captain Janeway, maybe.
And the Deep Space Nine guy. I don't know if that's.
I like Deep Space Nine. I thought it was a good show.
And they said he was the one that beat the most people up. Like he was the most no nonsense. Like if he had a problem, he just punched it in the face.
Worf was on the show a lot. They did a lot of Klingon stuff. I like it was like the shapeshifter dude. I thought that was.
I mean, they introduced their own space zombie called the Borg.
I loved it, man. The Borg was awesome, dude. The first movie was amazing. Jeez.
The Borg was scary because they couldn't like you couldn't beat them. You could not beat them. Like it's like, all right, but like you start shooting at them, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, the faces don't work anymore. It's like, well, now what do you do? Well, hit them with something. Okay, that works for about 5, and then nope, they've adapted. So it's just like literally, there's nothing you can do. It's just like, just run away from them.
But you know what? I'm gonna add this card to the giveaway. Even though I don't think anybody's gonna tip $2 to win some comics, but I got a holo of Cosmo. I'm gonna throw into that pack. Which I don't know how easy it is to hit Cosmo, but I have a holo of Cosmo from Top Strong that I'm gonna add to.
What is this pack? Is this like a new deck of Marvel cards that they came out?
Yeah, they had Top Strong Marvel just came out. Also, the new Tops, not Tops, but the Skybox Metal Universe just came out, and then they had I think it was Upper Deck. And Upper Deck just came out as well. So Upper Deck Annual, and so yeah, I'm gonna add that to it. Just to be cool. But if somebody does tip $2, you'll be entered in to win not just this stack of Marvel cards. You have a chance to win this. And guess what? Every time I do these, I actually lose money.
Dude, that man thing alone is a really great book.
Well,
you have other amazing books in there, but just that man thing, awesome book.
But yeah, so when I get little super chats and channel memberships, that's what I do with them. Try to get books, and then I just try to make it even. I try to make it better and even lose money. So, and I like having fun giving stuff away to people. If people, because if people take the time, not only just to be here, but if they do send a super chat out and become a channel member, I figured it should do something. You know what I mean? I'm just not gonna buy myself.
You do channel memberships, right? I've always, I don't want to set mine up because I don't think I have anything out to offer really at the moment.
Yeah,
I will eventually.
I don't have anything to offer. I don't think I even can do channel membership, to be honest with you. I haven't hit that peak of even super chat yet. Eventually,
I'm working on stuff over here. Come on.
Yeah, I said I have to get to 500 to be super chat worthy or something like that. So I got a little while to go.
I just don't want YouTube to become work. That's all. I'm just trying to avoid that. I want it to always be fun. If it's not fun, if it becomes work and I make money off it, that's a whole different ballgame. But if it's just fun, then I really enjoy it, and I can just do the things.
That's all I came for. Is just,
I like doing slab or not to slab. It's fun for me. Is it a lot of work? Yeah. Is it fun work? Yeah, because I enjoy learning how to do it. So it's fun.
I will say one kind of ambition that I have for going forward is not I don't know when I'm going to actually start doing this, just because I kind of I don't have enough experience with it yet, but I would like to potentially, hopefully within the next couple of years, start making sculptures and stuff, and maybe some custom action figures, like doing some work on those and making some kind of cool sculpted things. So that's something I'm looking into. That's something I've wanted to do for a while. A lot of the problem is just having the room for it all, and then being able to do it. But I'm gonna get some stuff and maybe start practicing a little bit, and hopefully
Yeah, my
be able to start doing that.
my artistic bug has been squashed since I moved into this small place, man. I got no room to do anything, so it's sort of
Yeah.
all my
Well,
tools are packed away in a storage unit and yada yada.
yeah. I mean, I'm just looking forward to that because I know that after the conventions and everything, Terrificon and all that, my next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to have to get a new computer because my computer that I use is 12 years old, so it's an old it's an old dog. I mean, it still works. I love it. It's done nothing but great things for me, but I mean, it's just it's showing its age, and it's just like I gotta move into something different. So,
It's time.
yeah, well, exactly. And it's just like, so I know
It's
for me,
time,
I'm gonna end up getting a new computer at some point. So like that's the next thing I'll say for after the convention.
I don't know much about computers. I've always just gotten a new computer. Can you just add stuff to your old computer to make it like a new computer, or no?
If you have a desktop, you could.
Well, I have a desktop, but it's 12 years old, so it's just like at this point, you basically just need a new computer because everything.
Because you're gonna be building a new one. If you try to,
they have different.
Everything that you would put into it would just be like, all right, you're better off just getting a new, just because it's just.
Yeah, you would need to upgrade your
Like I
memory.
said, I don't know shit about that. I don't know fuck all about computers, man. I turn it on. That's what I know.
Yeah, no, but I definitely want to get it
chip
because it'll help me with the video editing and stuff that I like to do. Just because a lot of that there's been some times where I've made some videos and like I've just been sitting there and just nursing along. Come on, you can do it. Please, you can do it.
I do all that shit on my phone.
Come on. So, and it's just I feel bad putting it through that. That's why I don't make I was doing a lot more before, but now I'm just like I really don't want to push it just because I want it to stay on as long as possible. So I'm trying to preserve this thing's life as much as I can until I can afford a new one.
I do all that stuff on my phone with apps. They're all free.
Yeah. I don't put it I don't have it on my phone. I do have an iPad, so I could probably look into doing it that way.
Yeah, I would do that, especially if it's causing some slowness on your pooter.
Oh, it doesn't like it, but that's the thing. Once I get a new computer, I can just it'll be much faster. It'll be able to handle
another desktop setup. Is that what you're looking at? Getting another?
Yeah, because and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Is just get a new desktop at some point, and then just be able to have that, and then just what I want for it to be able to do is be able to edit video and play high-end games. So not that I'm going to play a lot of high-end games, but I figure if it can do both, that's the wheelhouse I'm looking for. So it's all right, I can play something that's set on the highest setting, like Call of Duty on the highest setting, and I can also edit lots of video and do lots of effects and stuff on it.
Yeah,
so
as long as it could edit and have good camera action, for
my camera is just an older one, so I probably need to get a new webcam.
My actual camera on my computer, if I turn that on, I look like I'm from the 70s, for Christ's sake. I'm fucking great.
Yeah.
Oh man, so you need the mustache and before you grow the mustache to turn that camera off.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I just need it would be good if I got I'd like to get an actual good microphone for mine. So that because that I think is why I sound low is because my microphone that's in my webcam just isn't that great. But it works. It's just not as loud as I need it to be. But
yeah, I think I'm thinking about getting a headset, but then everybody, I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't want to look because I have one because I use one for my job, and so it's plugged into my work computer. It's just but I don't want to sit there looking like this all day. I don't look like I'm calling in plays.
Look at me, man.
First and 10. Listen, tell the quarterback to back up. They're sending the blitz. I don't know. Yeah,
you gotta cover your mouth. You gotta cover your mouth when you say that shit, man. Otherwise, read your plays. Watch yourself.
Huh?
I said you got to cover your mouth when you say that stuff, otherwise we'll read your plays.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
you gotta hit it like
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Yeah,
All right, everybody just move it.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm not a fan of having a headset like that. Just not
doing that while the person behind you is holding up signs with numbers.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly. So I don't want to look like I'm calling in plays. I'm good.
All right. I just
I mean, you know.
Hey, but I'll take a headset. I'll call plays all day.
I don't know. It's just weird for me. Like I prefer, like, I feel more freedom in being able to be like, okay, so I have a microphone, I can talk directly into it. You know, I don't have to worry about this thing on my head.
I like the
You know.
microphone. I like it. It's just, if they're hard, they get pain in the ass to place around.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Mine would be just like I have to. Like my area is very disorganized.
If you got a desk, it's a little easier because it comes with an arm and you can do it to the end of the desk. But
no, I could never do an arm. Like I don't have the space for an arm or any of that type of stuff.
I need to get an office. Get an office. It'd be different for me.
Yeah, I got a little space literally at the end of my bed. That's the space that I use for my comic book YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
Bobby says you sound good.
Thank you. I try. I just, I like it's funny because like when I'm on where I notice it is when I watch The Hunt and Rewind, and then when I'm talking, when I'm trying to talk and someone talks over me, like they like I get drowned out all the time. So it's not anybody's fault. It's just that like I guess if you have a better microphone setup than what mine is, it just gets preference, so it goes over what I say. So that is the only reason why I say like I need to get, I think, a better one, but now it's working. So it's just like I'm a big proponent of, if it works and if it's useful, it's useful. I'm not worried about it. So
you sound good.
Yeah, it's I use what I got.
Me too, bro. Me too. I just use what I got. I think it was
exactly. Trust me. I get all the miles I can. It's like if you look at the odometers, it's like, oh wow. It's like, oh yeah, no, we're gonna ride this one until until it doesn't start anymore. Like we're gonna keep going.
I'm with you, bro. I just threw out shoes that had holes in the bottom, and like they've had holes in the bottom for a while. I'm just like, all right, it's time to go. Here we go.
My toes are hurting.
Yeah.
You know what the best part too? Like it's the same thing. Like if you have a shirt that like so everybody has like they're around the house doing work shirt, and it's just like, and I'll tell you right now, the thing it's got paint on it, and it's messed up, it's got this and that going on it, whatever. Even if you wash it, it's just got and it's just like, but I guarantee you, out of everything you own, it's the most comfortable shirt you have, and it's just like, I would wear this outside if I could because of how comfortable it is.
That's the one you don't throw out ever, and you get mad if you can't find it. You're like, "Where's my shirt?"
Exactly. It's like, what are you doing? Work? Like, I just want to know what's here.
Where's my shitty shirt? I need it.
Yeah. It's like my hat. Like when I'm outside, see, inside I'm fine, but when I'm outside walking around, like at home, if I'm sitting there and I'm getting ready to go to work, I've been late to work because I couldn't find my hat. I was like, where the fuck is my hat? I'm not leaving until I get it. And people are like, you're gonna be late for work. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna find my hat and then I'll show up. Hi, I'm here. What happened to you? I couldn't find my hat. Sorry. It's like my comfortable shirt. I need it.
I know.
I'm like, Lois, Goodfellas. I won't go without my hat. Even though I hated Lois from Goodfellas because she got Henry cut because she talked on the phone. Actually, that's a great movie. I love that movie.
Goodfellas, that whole Henry Hill thing. He was a little shitbag anyway in real life.
Oh, he was a terrible human being. Like, he was not a good man at all. But
they get what he actually thanked Ray Liotta for making him look good. He was, and Ray Liotta was like, "What? You think I made you look good?" And he's like,
"Yeah,
yeah."
Yeah, I have to say, like, as far as movies are concerned, like that still is one that no matter what's going on, if it comes up, like IFC will play movies and stuff, so I watch that stuff all the time, and it's just like I would say that Dazed and Confused, and like Fast Times at Ridgemont High, like those, like especially like if I have nothing going on, like if it's like just a Saturday and those movies are on, like I'm not moving for the next 2 hours just because I'm watching it. Like that's the way it's gonna be. It's on again another 2 hours. I'm watching it. People are like, what? But you already saw. Like I love that. Like I'm telling you, Like Dazed and Confused, I love like Dazed and Confused. It's such a good movie from I want to say it's like what 94 or something like that. Really, really good movie.
There's a bunch of movies that I watch on a regular basis, but I would say the one that it doesn't matter when or where or if it's halfway through or close to the end that I will always turn on and keep on would be Trading Places. I don't know what it is
Yeah.
about that movie. I will always watch that movie, man. I'm just like, this is a fucking great movie.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's a good one. I just like I have to say like there's certain points like I've watched Goodfellas so much that like I know the certain point where I'm gonna start to be like, oh man, because I know it's I know the downturn is coming. And I'm like, see, just stay in this good pot. Like why can't it always be good? You know?
What's that?
Yeah,
boxing
all
movie?
right,
What's that boxing
McConaughey, that's
movie
right.
that- What's that boxing movie that Clint Eastwood directed?
$1 Million Baby.
Yeah, guess what? I watch half of that movie and then I'm done. I'm like, okay, that was
Yeah.
a good movie, guys. Everybody go home. It's over now. We're done. This is a great
Yeah.
movie with good things happening. That's it. I don't watch the super duper, oh my God, sad, I'm depressed and want to hurt myself for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
It's an
no,
awful
not like
movie.
that. Like when I say with Dazed and Confused, Bobby's, you know, it's he actually did the McConaughey. He's like, all right, and I'm like, yeah. I was just like, you know, just because like that movie, I liked it so much. Like I like what they do with it so much. It's like one of those deals. Where it's like I wanted to see more of those characters. Like it's like,
Hey,
you know,
kid,
I
you
want to
gotta,
see. I would like
you
I
gotta
wanted to
join.
watch more of that movie. Like so, I get you know. As they get to the point where like you know like the party's winding down, I'm like, come on, man, it's gonna end soon. Like I'm not ready to leave Mitch Kramer and all his friends. I want to see more. I want to see what Randall Pink does later on.
Yeah, the only asshole in the movie was what's his name?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, man. He was the
Oh,
only
Ben
asshole.
Affleck and the other guy, Clint, the guy that punched that dude in the face because he's like asked him, he's like, "Who's smoking weed around here?" Like, I'm smoking weed, and he punches him.
Hey, man.
But other than but Ben Affleck is terrible in that movie. He's just like, you know, he's just a jerk all around. But it's a great movie. Like I really enjoy it and I have a good time with it. And then Fast Times at Ridgemont High is almost the exact same thing. Where it's like, wait a minute, I'm not done. What else? I mean, they tell me at the end what happens with Spicoli, but I want to see what happened. I want to see him save Brooke Shields and then blow all the money doing stupid shit. Like you know,
Fast Times. I haven't watched Fast Times in a long time, bro. That's a good one.
So it was on it was on IFC last weekend actually, and like I you know I mean like the opening scene of it is the Go-Go's. So I was just hearing like, you know that song We Got the Beat. So
It's a young
young
Sean Penn in that bad boy. Whoa,
Huh?
dude.
Yeah, Sean Penn. He's
Yeah.
Spicoli. Yeah. As soon as I hear the guitar sound, I'm like, oh, Fast Times. I was like, I know what I'm doing for the next 2
Yeah,
hours.
I haven't seen that in a minute. Actually,
I love that movie.
I liked it too. Yeah.
I like that, and then like you know.
I also watched
The
Summer
Breakfast Club.
School. I think I put Summer School in that vein of
Yeah,
vein of
it's
movie.
not bad. I don't mind Summer School. I think it's all right. I like was it what was I gonna say? Not that one. Oh, Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club is good, but it's the same deal. It's like I know how this ends. Like I don't have a problem with it. And then Risky Business was on last weekend, and I was like, I haven't seen Risky Business in years. Oh, I was excited when I saw that come on. I was like,
How can you
Risky
not
Business?
love Breakfast Club or The Goonies or like?
Oh, I
there's
love
just-
it. Like I love the movie. I just like it's just another one that's like you know you get to a point where it's like it's getting ready to end, man. I want to see. I wanted to be kind of, but I'll tell you right now, I would not want to be in detention with those guys. Like that. That's one thing. Like that, I can observe from far away. I was like, this is cool. Risky Business was fun. I was really excited to see Risky Business. Yeah, look at Bobby knows all of it. Bobby knows that whole movie.
Bobby
So,
knows.
I need some cool waves and a tasty bud. Yep.
Hey man, you got a joint. You'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Yeah. He's just, like all those is like sitting there, just like patience, my man, patience. Like all that stuff. Like one time I watched Half Baked to bring me. Half Baked is a funny one too. Like I love Half Baked. I have to say like one of my favorite scenes in that whole movie was the phone call that he makes when he's like, this is Sheila. Mama fell down. Shut up, bitch. He's like, you tell Mr. Nice gotta get his Jamaican ass down here. He's like, or else. And you don't want me to get ugly, no sir. Shit. Like I love that I love that he ends the call just says shit. Like, he was so inconvenienced for having to talk to him. That kills me every time. And you don't want me to get ugly. Shit.
There's a lot of these. I haven't watched those stoner movies in a long time, to be honest. I haven't watched a Cheech and Chong movie in a really long time.
Yeah.
You know,
those are fun.
Yeah, there's always like, you know, those coming of age movies. I haven't watched any of that shit in ages, to be honest.
Yeah, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Actually, that's a very underrated movie. That one, I will say, like, I've seen that a lot, and I don't know if that's a better like as far as between that and Uncle Buck. Like, I like Uncle Buck a lot, but I really like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I would have to say like between those two, the slight edge goes to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles because of Steve Martin, because Steve Martin is good. I like him in that. And then you said another one that was kind of coming. Well, is Great Outdoors coming of age? I don't know. It's just funny. I love that movie.
I would think like what's the Lean on Me is coming of age. I would think, you know.
Stand by Me. That was on last week too.
Stand by Me. Sorry, Stand by Me is a coming of age. Yeah.
Yep. That was on Saturday. Like, they just basically they had like 80s weekend, and I was like, oh wow, Stand by Me is on. Cool. I'll check that out.
Heck, even It's sort of a coming of age story. If you really think
that's the age you don't. Well, put it this way, the coming of age part of it is surviving it. Like, but other than that,
I didn't really like that. I didn't like the second version of it as much as I loved the first It. Even now, I watch the first one, and I'm like, it's just a better movie.
I like both of them. I'm not gonna like. I really liked. I thought they were both cool.
Cool. I guess the special effects just didn't do it for me. I was like,
yeah. Casino is a good movie. Like, actually, you know what's funny is that like, so I like Casino. My sister loves Casino. I was like shocked,
movie, man.
She watches Casino like I watch Goodfellas. Like if Casino's on, you know, I could sit and watch it.
Oh, dude, I've seen both of those movies like 300 times a piece. I do like I'll watch mafia movies, or like I'll watch like, you know, Boys in the Hood, all that kind of movies, Menace to Society, all that shit, all in one fell go.
Yeah, I've seen all those different ones. I know that like it's just funny. Like I wouldn't have picked my sister to be like, oh, that like I like this. Like I find myself
though. It's a good movie.
Oh yeah, I find myself so every year.
Bugsy never gets the love it deserves. Bugsy is also a movie that came out around the same time, and it just never gets the like, oh, that's a great mafia movie. Nobody ever.
I think I think a lot of people, you know, I don't know if a lot of people full out watched it, you know, but I think that it gets swallowed up by the other ones that came out.
It does, because Scorsese's got such a good vision for that era.
Well, you got that, and then you also have like a Bronx Tale, which is, you know, Robert De Niro directed it.
Oh my god!
Like,
yeah,
I mean,
Bronx Tale's pretty good. I forgot about that one.
So it's
Carlito's Way.
Carlito's
Way is another one.
Dude, that's why whenever Benny from the Bronx is in here, that's what I'm like. Oh, look at that, Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
Yeah,
Benny Compton.
You know what? So Carlito's Way to me. Like, if you really wanted to make the argument that it's really Scarface Part 2, I wouldn't argue with you because it's kind of very close. Although, you know, Carlito was not as reckless as Tony Montana was, and you know, Carlito was Puerto Rican, and then you know, Tony Montana is Cuban. So you have that, you know, but. Carlito's Way is a very good movie, and then I just you know, find that a lot of people you know, look at it and just, you know, you mention it and, you know, you get the reaction that you know, oh yeah, because it's just there's so many iconic things. Let's see, New Jack City, another classic. Love New Jack City. Harlem Nights was very funny. Loved Harlem Nights. Harlem Nights from a comedy perspective.
Yeah, that was just so classic.
Funny. Like that's the type of movie that I swear, I'm actually mad I never bought the DVD because there's got to be some good like outtakes from there because it's just a murderer's row of comedians: Red Fox, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy. You know,
Something
Robin
like
Harris.
Harlem Nights also like taught me about Bumpy Johnson and more about Black history, to be honest. So that was a great movie for that kind of nonsense.
It's just funny. It's just like, like I just know that like there's times that, like it's funny when they're just cracking each other up. Like another movie that's kind of like that. It's not as funny, but it is good. Actor wise was Life, Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy and
that was really good.
It was funny. It was funny, but it was like, but also it's just like, you don't have the amount of legends that you did in Harlem Night, but it's a good movie.
What's crazy about Life is that when you boil down to that movie, that actually happens. Like two people, wrong place, wrong time. All of a sudden they get charged and they're doing life in jail. You're like, they didn't even do the murder.
And not, I mean, like I will say this much: the thing that's it is kind of funny, like when you watch it, because it's like, like they do so good with the comedy in that one that you kind of forget that the story's sad until like the very end. What I mean, or you kind of forget it like in the end, like until like they start going through that Wyclef song, and you start seeing all the people that they were in jail with, that they start dying because they're getting old, and it's just like,
it would have been nice to see that movie. I like jail movies, so it would have been nice to see that more of in the style of the jail breakout movie that everybody likes. It's very good.
Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank is another great movie.
It would have been nice to see that movie more based in that style, more of a real, instead of, because those guys are really funny. You can't have them in a room and not just laugh when they're talking to each other. You sort of, they make you forget that, yes, it's a sad situation and they're in jail and it's, I don't know. It would have been nice to see it in a more of a serious light, but I did enjoy the movie quite a bit.
Colors is another great one. Colors is funny because like I didn't really know about that movie until I was like in high school, just because I mean it came out when I was like really little, and then like I remember like everybody discovered it in like junior high, so like, oh, like Colors, you seen that movie Colors and this and that, and then like I ended up seeing it when I think I was like 13 or 14 years old, and I was just like, this movie came out in like 1984.
I discovered 9 Lives of Fritz the Cat and heavy metal when I was in.
I got a question about
junior high.
Talking about movies, and this probably be brought up again next month. But hey, holiday movies. Any holiday movies that are like when they come on, you're like especially during the holidays. You watch.
I watch all the holiday movies, buddy.
I'll tell you right now. There's one. I refuse to watch it ahead of. I refuse to watch it if it's any earlier than like I would say like mid to late October. That's Christmas Vacation. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is the absolute pinnacle of holiday movie. That's number one. That's the greatest holiday movie of all time. I don't care what anyone says.
Wow.
Great movie.
I'm not gonna go that far, but I'll say that it's one of the best holiday movies of all time.
Oh, the greatest of all time. You mispronounced what you were trying to say. What you meant was the greatest of all time. No, it's honestly the reason I say that is because it shocked me at how funny it really was.
Oh, it's awesome.
I saw that movie when I was like about 12, and I had never seen it. I was like, oh, this isn't gonna be that funny, and it was great. It was just really, really funny.
Shivers full.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Like that movie's so funny. And then you had
the kids were hilarious. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean like it's just really good movie, like really funny. And then as far as another like holiday movie that I like, I have to say Bobby brought up like those old like claymation ones. I like those because I grew up on those.
Yeah.
Scrooged. You have Scrooge.
Is awesome. Scrooged is one of my favorites.
With Bill Murray is one of my favorites. Yeah. I love that movie.
Yeah. White Christmas is like as a childhood, like I watch White Christmas usually the night before Christmas. But other than that, I watch them all. So I love Christmas movies, man. I can't help it.
My
you know what's funny? I thought you were joking. when you said you watch them all,
No, I do, bro.
and yeah, because I was like, oh, yeah, Bleeker doesn't watch any Christmas movies.
I fucking love Christmas movies. I don't. Okay, so I don't have much of a family, but I do love the feeling that happens around Christmas. So, you know.
Yeah. We got
You have
Home
a family.
Alone.
We're all here.
That's right. That's all.
Yeah. You got like Home Alone, Home Alone 2. Those are big ones. The original Grinch That Stole Christmas. My daughter loves the
Batman Returns
Carrey one.
movie.
I love the cartoon. I can't do the Jim Carrey one. I just it's not as fun for me. I'm just like Nightmare Before Christmas. I love. I have a good time with that.
Nightmare Before Christmas. You got to watch. Die Hard. That's everybody's favorite.
Die Hard is not a Christmas. I don't care what anyone says. I hate the people that say, "Oh, it's a Christmas movie." If that's a Christmas movie, then so is Rocky 4.
Yeah, and so is Harry Potter. Harry Potter's got a Christmas scene in it.
And that's what I said. Like you can't say. And if that's the case, then Goodfellas is a Christmas movie because there's definitely Christmas. He brings in the pink Cadillac and the Christmas party.
I remember it. I think you could throw it into Christmas movies.
Charlie Brown's Christmas is actually good. I'm a fan of that.
Charlie Brown's
Die Hard is not a Christmas. Lethal Weapon is more of a Christmas movie than Die Hard is because Lethal Weapon is actually taking place in Christmas time.
That's true. It also starts in a Christmas tree patch.
That's right.
That's
Friday 3. Yes, I'll give you that. Friday 3.
That's Christmas time, but it's not Christmas.
No, but I get it. I'm just making fun of Chris because I know Chris does not think that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
I will never give in on that. I don't care what anyone says. No? What was a Christmas movie? Yeah, right. They're at a Christmas party. I don't give a shit.
Doesn't he say Merry Christmas, mother?
Batman Returns, man. They all jump into a Christmas tree. I'm just saying.
And then what's it called? Trading Places is a Christmas movie.
I love
that. Is yep. Trading Places.
That is a Christmas movie.
So $1.
It ends as a Christmas movie. It doesn't start off as a Christmas movie.
Well, I mean, right around it, so basically, it's like it starts let's say right around let's say the end of November, maybe Thanksgiving into or December into Christmas, but it is a Christmas movie. It's taking place at the end of the year because that's the so it ends around New Year's Eve because they're on the train.
They got all the Santa Claus on the street collecting money and shit.
Yeah, he's like Winthrop, and he rips the Santa Claus's mustache off, and he's just like, "You ain't Winthrop." And he puts it back on. But I found that movie by accident too. I remember just watching HBO randomly one day when I was younger, and then I was like, "Oh, Eddie Murphy." I was like, "I like Eddie Murphy." I was like, "What's this movie?" And then I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, I think I was 10, and I was just like, "This movie's funny." And I was like, "What are you doing? What's this swearing and yelling?" And I'm like, "These."
Then you gotta watch. Then you gotta watch Coming. Then you gotta watch Coming to America after that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mortimer, we're back.
Yeah, Coming to America.
That was all in the same universe, man.
Yeah,
people don't realize.
Yeah,
they, before the MCU, we had what was it, Trading Places and Coming to America.
Was there one more? I think there might be even one more in that universe, but I can't recall the name of it.
Let's see. You got Trading Places, Coming to America. I'm trying to think.
I think that's it. There's no other real crossovers between those. Because those are, I want to say, they as far like Coming to America is Eddie Murphy's movie. Like he did that one, and then I don't know why he threw those guys in there, other than maybe he was hoping to do a sequel, which would have been great. Dan Aykroyd at that point I think was into his I think that was around the time Ghostbusters 2, where they were getting ready to do Ghostbusters 2 and stuff like that, and so he was going into more serious stuff as far as My Girl and everything like that. So that I think that was the big problem.
Did you just call Ghostbusters 2 more serious stuff?
No. I'm saying he's getting ready to do
ego.
No, he was getting ready to do Ghostbusters 2, so they had scheduling problem there. But then after that, he kind of took a turn into serious movies and stuff. But then he went back to comedy, which is kind of fun. So, Tommy Boy and stuff like that. So, but I think they all did that too. All the except for Bill Murray. Bill Murray seemed to always do comedies. He never really did.
No, he did that really boring one that everybody really loved.
What, Lost in Translation?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, but that's like way down the road. That was like super far down the road.
I
Blues
know,
Brothers
but
2 is terrible. Blues Brothers 1 is great.
Blues Brothers 1 is great. I didn't mind Blues Brothers 2. It was
I
okay.
didn't like it.
I didn't love it, but Blues Brothers 1 is amazing.
I hated it because it like you know what bothered me the most about it was that they tried to make it seem like, oh, John Goodman was always a blues brother. Like, no, he fucking wasn't. What are you talking about? No, he wasn't. And if you want to give me, put it this way, if you were going to give me a third blues brother, a third one, that would have made sense. That would have been like, okay, I can deal with that, even though he was never there. Like if you put John Candy and like, oh, he's the third blues brother, okay, I can understand that. That makes sense to me. But John Goodman, why? Why was John Goodman in there? I don't know.
Wasn't John Goodman from New Orleans?
I have no idea.
John
I know that.
John Goodman can sing. That's probably fine.
But I think that's why.
Well, but the Blues Brothers have nothing to do with New Orleans. They're from Chicago.
And they also had a lot of good cameos.
But the Blues have to deal with New Orleans in the South.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. Is it's like they were from like those two are two guys from Chicago.
He was in Missouri, I think. That's what.
I like the story. I like the cameos. I enjoyed the.
Like everything's great in that movie. Like
them going to the swamp.
Carrie Fisher.
It's pretty
Carrie
good.
Fisher just shows up with an arsenal over and over. She shows up with like a bazooka at one point, and they go driving through a mall. Like that movie's hilarious. Like it's actually it's funny because I never really watched it when I was younger, and then like I got older and I watched it and I was like, oh, this movie's great.
What?
Speaking of movies,
one of the best, man.
I do have to do my watch along for the Neverending Story. I mean, I keep saying I'm gonna do it, and I want to find a way to do it so I can not get copyright struck or whatever.
Yeah,
but the Neverending Story needs a deep dive done, and I need to talk about that movie.
You can't.
Another movie. I have two movies in that series that I'm gonna do that I want to do. The first is Neverending Story. And the second is Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, because there needs to be some discussion about Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Like a lot of people can be surprised at who the villain of that movie really is.
Let's talk about that fucking goddamn horse, Artax. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those deals where it's just like, you got to sit there and talk. Like, I'll get into that because this is like, I mean, how you thought that this was for children? like that scene alone, and then I mean, there's other stuff too. But that scene, you want to talk about like giving people just sadness and trauma forever,
unnecessary childhood trauma. There it is, right?
And then it doesn't stop. It gets worse as things go along.
It does get worse.
Like literally, like there's a scene that's just as bad that no one talks about, and like when when you watch it back again, you be like, holy shit. Like I mean, literally, like you feel awful after watching.
When the big stone guy's talking about losing his buddies, I was holding them, and I was like, "Oh my god, the saddest movie of all time, man!"
It's I
just wasn't strong enough. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and then like he's literally just sitting there, and he says like, you go do what you got to do. I'm gonna sit here and wait for it to take me to. I was just like, Jesus Christ. And it's like, you watch it as a kid, you don't think about that. Then you get older, like, holy shit. It's like, I mean,
he starts screaming at Treyu, though. Atreyu! Man.
Oh, well, yeah, that's when Valcor can't find him. And then, it's just like, he's trying to find him when he fell off and this and that. And,
oh, my God. When they go through that place with the fucking the two stone things that can just blast you into a smithereens.
Oh yeah, I love that. Trust me, like that whole section definitely
that needs a deep dive.
Some eyebrows raised. I've discussed it before, but that whole section
is what it needs.
That whole section when he gets rescued by Valcor and brought to the people, and it's just like, dude, like. I know they're doing a remake, and I know that this remake is gonna have to do something about that scene because that scene goes so far beyond nowadays good taste. Like you can get away with it back then. It's like, oh, it's just innocent. They're just right. Get into it now. and see what the hell. Like,
or they're gonna fuck up Valcor. They're gonna make him look like a real dragon instead of like.
I don't care about that. I'm just saying.
I do.
When he brings it, like, trust me, when he brings into those people's house and they heal him and all the rest of that shit. Look, all I know is this. This is like, the way, like, you have to watch it, and then, I mean, look at it now. You're like, holy shit, Valko, calm down. And then the other people, they'd be like, oh, drink this. Like, don't drink that. That's the whole. You don't even like. Oh, you just woke up. You just talked to you, right? They probably drugged you and knocked you out for a long time, and who knows what they did? Oh, we dressed your wound. Sure, you did.
Hey, they manipulated him into an experiment to see if he could make it through that thing without getting killed. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. Whatever they
gave him, manipulation for a science experiment.
Yeah. Whatever they gave him, they lowered his inhibitions, and that kid was like, "Yeah, go to the what does it do? Don't worry about it. Just be confident."
Don't worry about it, kiddo. We're just gonna watch.
They didn't tell him what happened. Like he neglected to tell him anything that would happen about And that night came down, and that night was strong and this and that, and he got blasted and blown away. He's like, you see, you got to be confident. That's all you got to do. And it's just like, wait, you didn't tell me anything about getting blown up by this high laser thing. Like, what? He should have turned around like, no, I'm good. But
we're just gonna watch it. We're just gonna watch it from up here with these binoculars. See if you make it. Yeah. Have fun. I know. It was a little manipulative.
Purple mango.
And it gets worse too, because he later on tells him he's like, because then when Valko's like, oh, it's like, well, he made it through fine. Everything's gonna be all right. He's like, no, it's not. The next thing's even worse. Like, why didn't you tell him about it? Like, what do you mean it's going to be worse? It's like, you have to face your true self, and this is when you really find out, if you're a coward, or if you're strong, or if you're weak. And I'm like, and none of this, you didn't tell Atreyu any of this stuff. You just made him go through the eye lasers, and then now he has to go to like the even more terrifying challenge, and you say nothing. Okay, but yeah, like you said, it's all for a science experiment. Like that's for scientific research, really. So why don't you do it if you're the scientist? Oh, no, scientist doesn't do that.
No. We research. You do the hard labor, son.
It's like, if back in the, it's like first of all, you have Valko. Why don't you just fly over the fucking thing? I mean, does it have anti-air guns, anti-air lasers? Blast him if he's not confident?
You don't know, Boston. You don't know.
I got a question while we're going. What do you guys think of this stuff?
What is it? I can't see it. I'm on my phone.
All right. Well, it says
holy shit.
The current turnaround times for CGC. So,
what is it?
Modern
40 days, 50 days.
Well, modern is set 1975 to present. That's 48 days. 48 days without fast track. Fast track is 23 days.
So
vintage,
like a month and a half.
Yeah. The modern is not bad.
Not bad.
Modern is not bad.
No. So it's got
vintage.
It's got
vintage.
Worse. It was at 22 days at one point.
Well, vintage is the one that's like getting, because it's 46 days with a fast track, 115 days without.
Oh, geez, Louise.
So
it's basically half a year, basically, because it's business days.
No, not half a year. It's a third of a year, which I mean, still, it's just like, so you mean to tell me?
You guys better send out those fucking first Doom comics right away if you want them back before in time to sell them. Jeez,
dude, yeah. So you're talking about 4 months to grade my shit. Fuck off.
Yeah, that's a long.
That's 4 months for them just to grade that, and then they gotta send it back to you. And like you said,
but that's just for them to open it up. I think not even to that doesn't.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count the week it takes to get there.
Yeah,
and it doesn't count. Them holding it and not opening it for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's really if it's 4 months math, it's probably really 5 months.
5 months, maybe even 6. Let's put it at an even 6.
Now we got to research the Google machine to see what is it? Fantastic Four.
I think that is a long
but then
time.
Then you have to realize, because it's 1/3 of a year kind of, but it's actually might be a little bit more when it's business days, because it doesn't include weekends and holidays,
So let's put it like this: if you have a Doom comic or something that you're something Fantastic Four related that you're looking to get done in time to get back before the movie comes out, and then you can sell it. The movie comes out in July 25th, I think it said. So with that time frame, you haven't. I mean, to be safe, you better send your shit by January, because if you don't,
yeah, like
you're
now,
not getting it. Like, there's a high probability you'll get it back after the movie comes out.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I guess if how fast track is what like a month and a half, I guess 2 months.
Fast track is
Yeah, it's
46
48
days, so it's
yeah, a
2
month and a
months.
half,
It's
so.
yes, it's really 2 months because
Let's say 3.5
it's 5
months.
weeks. If it's 5 weeks in a month, and it was it 5 days. So yeah, it's like 2 months.
Let's say 3.5 just to be safe for shipping and opening and holding and all that bullshit.
Yeah. So you know what that means? Well, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, like I said before, like I'm kind of curious, you know, how much stuff they took in at like New York Comic Con and a couple of other conventions that have happened, where it's just like they must have taken in a ton, so that they're just trying to, you know, give themselves time to get it all back, because
I'm also very curious about all the videos that keep popping up with CGC comics aren't selling. Well, then why is everybody fucking still sending their shit to CGC?
I haven't seen any of those videos.
You know what that means? Honestly, let me tell you what the CGC comics aren't selling thing is all about. It's because you're trying to sell ROM 17. Nobody wants it. Stop fucking grading books that you can't fucking sell. Like, you couldn't sell them raw, so now you're gonna sell them. You try to sell them graded, and nobody gives a fuck about a 9.8 ROM number 17.
They still sell. So.
Well, all the people that be like, oh, let me grade every variant I get. No, don't do that, because most of them, I mean, like, if you get them and they're good variants, great, they'll sell. If they're not, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, you know, it's so I mean, because that's the thing. Like, that's the one thing that nobody talks about is the quality of the variant, the quality of the book that they're trying to sell. You're trying to sell me a bunch of filler shit for $30 a pop or whatever, $50 slabs. Great, $50 sounds awesome. Guess what? It's not a book that nobody wants. Why would you like? You shouldn't have wasted the time to slab it. So don't cry.
Is there any news about CGC doing layoffs there? Because I think I heard that they were.
I've heard that, but they've never come out and said, "Oh, we lay people off."
So if they're laying people off and they still have such high volume, what the hell's going on there?
And they did promotional deals. I think they did it June and July. If I'm not mistaken, they did like a vintage bulk order, like for a certain price, a set price.
That would.
And they did a modern bulk order.
Yeah, that'll do it then. That's why, because they did a big sale.
So you got those, and then on top of that too, it's just like so if you're that backed up and it's taken that, I mean, hopefully you can get through all the shit you need to get through within that 115 days. Because I mean, when you think about it, to have 4 months of not being able to do anything, so that means things that are there now are going to get done in March, right? Let's just say that's crazy, because now you're looking at the fact that you have conventions and stuff coming up, and people are going to be sending more stuff. It's just like, so when does that get rectified? Because
don't forget all the signature books that jump in front of you.
Oh,
they do all these signings, you know.
Yeah,
and they don't take a break from that.
Yeah, no, of course not.
Because that's a whole division. That's a whole division inside of CGC. So they never. Yeah. People always say they need to stop doing private signings. They're not, because that's a separate division.
That's bread and butter.
That's why Brittany McManus is. I think she's the president of Signature Series inside of CGC.
How's the JS whatever for
JSA?
Yeah, how are they doing for?
That's fine.
Yeah, didn't they?
I mean, it's fine. It adds like
slabbing books.
5 days.
Yeah.
Didn't they start slabbing books?
Yeah.
It's CGC slabbing, and they just put the little label saying JSA.
Yeah, that is verified.
Oh, I thought they were going into business. I thought they were going into business.
Hey, what's up, Luck?
What's up, Lock? No, they're not. They're because CGC bought them, so they're not.
Yeah. I think. I mean, that's been going strong, and people have been sending stuff. It's just the thing that I think about, is that, when they were having their little like walkthrough videos, and we have Lola telling us, "I love my job, and this is what I do, and I show up and then I do the thing," and
Lola got
fired. That's that shit. And they were just chilling, and she's like, "Got this book here, and I do the," and like when she like a dumb like little thing there, it's just like, you showed us all that, great, and then like trying to tell us like there's nothing wrong here. We're all good. We're great people, and there's nothing. And it's just like okay, you know, and they're trying to like get away from the the Slabgate scandal that they had there and everything. But it's just like it's just like they have to tighten things up, and maybe. And it's maybe it's going to be a situation where they have to like slow down. Like, hey, look,
that video.
We're not taking any submissions anymore. Like that's what they probably should do. Is they should just cut off submissions at a certain point.
That's what PSA did. I talked about it before when they had the submissions at like 200 days. You remember those times? But I said they need to do like PSA did. PSA stopped taking submissions unless it was high end. Like it had to be like walkthrough. And nobody's gonna say, hey, let me send this Adventure in the Fear and through a walkthrough. You know what I mean? So it's like it stopped a lot of regular. It stopped all the modern stuff. It stopped all for PSA. I'm speaking, and they did that to catch up because they like they had a building just for packages that they didn't open. Like that's how it got bad at PSA, and it wasn't like they fired people. No, they were still hiring.
Well, that video that we all saw for that girl that does the CGC grading. Did you feel comfortable
flopping books around?
Did you feel comfortable with her grading your book? So what qualifications?
So what she did when she just like.
What qualifications do you have to become a grader? Well, you don't really, I've been around comics since I was like 9. And
my dad had some, and
my dad had some comics.
I know what I'm doing.
I know what I'm doing. Like I've seen them a lot. So
Matt Nelson, that's all they say. Matt Nelson.
But even, and then the worst thing that came out of those videos, honestly,
does that make you feel comfortable about people grading your books? That's insane to me. That chick is grading my books. Fuck.
I mean, I don't care that she's grading them specifically.
I do.
I just look at it where it's like the worst thing that came out of that whole thing. Hey, Justin, what's going on? Got Exile State showing up. Happy Thanksgiving.
It's so funny. Everybody that's shown up, nobody follows me. You guys can sub to me. How you doing? Yeah.
So the funniest thing with that was the video that the dude that's like, this is how we tell a 9-9, and it's just and like it just basically confirmed that the way that they're grading books at one point. Now I don't know if they're still doing it this way, but it was just comparative grading. So like if you sent in, and I said before, it's like if you send in, and this is true. Like if you the most that they do in a submission is 25 books. Like if you look at the number, it goes from 1 to 25. So if you send in more than that, then it'll be a second submission. But if you send in 25 books of the same book, they're going to look at them, and then the ones that the ones that they can't find anything wrong with, those will be 9. So everything that they can do 9/8, and anything that looks maybe like better than that, or anything that they knocked on a 9/8, and something that looks better than that, whatever they consider to be 9/8, that's going to be a 9/9s and 10s. I was like, so that's how that.
Only if you do a pre-screen and pay for it, though.
Well, no, but the thing was is that but that's how you guaranteed it. That's how people were getting 9/9s and 10s. It's like, all right, so make sure that you send in all these books together, and it's 25. Send in a bunch of the same book, and then they're gonna compare them, and then
Well, I'm very curious about some of their practices, and I use CGC, but I want to send in some 9/6s that I have and get them to press them and see if they come back 9/8s. I'm just curious that if I pay for a service, if they'll grade it a 9/8 just because I paid for them to press it. I'm very curious.
Well, I've done that with a couple of books, but that's because books I had signed already.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the books in a box over there. I can get it if you guys want to see it. But it's that Hulk 15 variant. I didn't press and clean it, but it was sharp. There was nothing wrong with it. Got it signed 9/6. I was like, hold up, man. This is I was like, well, I didn't press it, so let me just give it to them, let them press it. This is before JSA. So I said gave it to them, let them press it, came back at 9/8. So and it's happened at least in the most recent time. In 2024, it's happened at least 3 times.
Yeah, that's curious to me that if you It almost seems like if you pay for it, they'll give you that 9.8.
Well, yeah, because they've been losing. Because in their eyes, they've been losing money on giving people 9.8s without having to press them. Because they're just giving someone. That's what that whole thing was with that other company where the guy's like, what's his name? Matt Nelson was telling this guy in emails, oh no, like this could probably be like this. If you send it this way, it could be like that. And then he's like, okay. So basically, and then the guy was pissed because they so you basically stole my practices as far as my techniques on how to go ahead and press everything and clean everything. You had me show you all that crap, and now you're sitting there grading my books harshly, saying that like, oh, there's extra stuff that's being done, and this is it. So it's just like it was an underhanded thing. That's why, and I think that's why they do it this way now, because they know that they basically they found somebody else's technique on how to do it and how to make it look good, so they can now they can now press with confidence. Knowing that they're using a method that works, because like somebody was able to go ahead and get good grades out of them without them knowing for a while, and now that they know the secret, that's what they're gonna do.
I also think that it translates to pre-screens though as well. I think that if you pay for a pre-screen, you're likely to get a 9.8 that might not be a 9.8.
Maybe. I mean, I think they do a lot of that. I think
we'll find out. We'll find out, Bleak. And as soon as I get those books back, we'll see how many 9.8s we get.
Yeah, and I kind of think if you're a frequent customer too, they might do kind of like makeup calls like they do in professional sports, where it's like, all right, there was clearly a hold on this play, so we didn't call that, but we'll offset it by saying, oh, this is offside, so like what I mean. So they're like, oh well, we can call, or like in the NBA, like somebody definitely got fouled on the way to the cup, a second ago. But what we'll do is the next time around, the next like slight contact, we'll call a foul on the other team, and then she's right now. See, we didn't call a foul there. There's no foul there, but we call a foul now, so it offsets. We're good.
I mean, I'd say it's depending on the book. If it happens and you get a 9.6, it's worth the gamble.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a big price difference in a 9.6 and a 9.8.
Yeah.
Also they'll admit, they'll say they don't do this, but you can't tell me you're not holding the census. If a book is tough in a 9.8, and you say you find a flawless book, and then you get a 9.6, you're like, hold on now. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes they do that as well. So
yeah, because it keeps you chasing.
It's a lot. It makes you a lot of stuff makes you wonder questions, but then the quality control, like,
well, they do.
How they
because
handle
they
your
have
books.
a monopoly, right? You have to question it just a little bit because they have a monopoly. It's your, I guess.
No, not really. Not anymore. Like they're the most popular one, but they still have CGC, PGX, and now PSA and EGS. So you can't say it's a monopoly, even though technically yes, but like it's just like, but there's other options you can go to.
There are other options, but let's be honest, are there really other options? I'm not going to eggs. Eggs can suck.
No, yeah, I know that. I'm saying
I would say
it's just I mean, like for I mean, in terms of. So I'll say it like this: in terms of me for grading, it's just like knowing somebody who had a high value book stolen by an employee of CBCS. Yeah, I would never use them again.
Me neither. I will never ever use them. They still have customers though. They still have lots of customers.
Yeah, and then you have I mean PGX. I've never sent anything to.
And the funny thing about that is, if they had bigger channels who are doing videos of CGC's turnaround time, they did 2 videos of that. If they would have did 1 video, it would have crushed CBCS, and maybe their response time and maybe their attitude would have been a little different if those said people would be, if they're really about the community, they would have did a video. But but if it was CGC, they would have did one. That's clickbait.
Yours was only $6,000. They were talking about a $1 million baseball cards or some bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're just I mean, like when it comes to that, like people's priorities sometimes with that type of stuff goes crazy. Like like you have people that focus on the fact that that this Action Comics didn't sell for as much as it did again. The market's just going. It's like, shut the fuck up. It's not going anywhere. Look, this one book didn't sell high. It didn't sell at its all-time high for 1 minute. Like I can't tell you how many books, how many videos there were about the market's dead because everything came down from 2021 prices, and I can't believe
just because a book up there drops in price. Do you know how many books are off the shelf right now? First day of New Comic Book Day, and they're worth $60 fucking $80, $100.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's the comic book market may have balanced, but it's still thriving. I think crazy. Pretty well.
Like think about what was it? Absolute Batman. Like that came out, and then it's new. It's different. Oh, this is gonna be expensive now. It was the Batman Damned when that first came out. What, Batman's dong is in there? Oh, this is an expensive book. And then I remember that Albuquerque variant of Thanos 13. Like I bought that, and then next thing I know,
that off the rack.
Yeah, I bought that for $5, and people were telling us that like I had like 3 or 4 people yell at me like, "You need to sell that. It's selling for $425. Are you crazy? Like, why are you holding on to it?" Like, dude, I just bought it because I liked it. I thought it was cool. And then and they're like, well, yeah. I was like, I don't have another one. I was like, and then when I finally ended up selling it, they're like, "Oh, you could have got so much more." I'm like, dude, I bought it for $5. I ended up getting $280 for it. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and get sad. Like, oh my God.
I'm not into selling comics for the short run though. I'm in it for a long run. And...
Yeah, like I honestly didn't play. Like I love Thanos, so I did not want to sell that initially. But then I was like, all right, I'll get like a third print or whatever it is, and then I'll just I have the story, so then I'll just sell this thing off. And I decided that I was going to buy a bunch of Mylar with it because I didn't have any Mylar. So I was like, I'll buy some Mylights and boards. And I was all excited for that. So, the thing that I say with that is just, it's kind of crazy when everybody's kind of, when everybody kind of loves to just report on everything being bad news, this and bad news that. And like you said, if anybody else had brought like real attention to that, I mean, really brought attention to it, it would have made a big difference, and it would have been. And I'm surprised that I would say this much: it is kind of surprising that there wasn't more response about it because of the fact that it's a big book and it's CBCS. It's like, dude, this is. I mean, it can happen to you. Like what do you think? And it just so happens that like now,
they did take down that fucking X-Men post pretty quickly though, when there's a whole bunch of people commented on it.
They literally have.
Like, is this that book? Is this the book that you lost at the Comic-Con that got stolen from your booth by one of your probably employees?
Yeah. And the thing that was,
and the sad thing is that's the only thing that makes sense when you really think about it.
As employee, somebody called, somebody got it out of there, and then they went, "Give me my book back, otherwise, fucking shit's fucking gonna hit the fan."
Yeah. But the thing that I say too, with that is, like it's something where a lot of people, just didn't really. I won't say that no one, looked at it. Like a lot of people, like, oh, that sucks. And it was like, but they I was surprised that more people didn't say anything about it. And then, I mean, there were people that did, and then helped get the word out. But it was just like, it's just one of those things where, like, if it happens to you, right, what are you gonna think in that time? And yeah, I mean, maybe it won't, because people use it as a cautionary tale. And all right, well, I don't have to send the CBCS anymore because, hey, look, I can send this now to CGC, and if it's signed, it can get verified there. So because that was like their biggest thing, is that like they had the verification and CGC didn't. Now CGC does, now, but the wait times are all crazy. So it's just nothing's ever perfect when it comes to comic grading. There's always going to be some type of just issue or something happening. So I would say if you can get through it and not have any issues, cross your fingers and be happy. But it's just one of those things where it's like, there's always going to be something. So hopefully they can get all that sorted out, and wait times will be good. Because I mean, and I can't think that they won't have that. I can't imagine that they wouldn't have that solved by the time conventions start coming up. Not like the first convention, like they won't have it solved by January, but like by the time you start getting into like April and everything, like that'll be all resolved, so they can take in the massive quantities of books that they normally do, and everything will kind of go back down. I just wonder if it's going to end up being that they just breeze through everything and just give whatever grade they can quickly just to get it out of it. I remember that was happening for a while, and then you had people, kind of calling out the fact that I got a 9.8 on a book that's clearly not a 9.8. Like there's like 7.
Yeah, I know that was a big thing.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the thing is that you're gonna end up, like I said, it's never perfect, and maybe they do need to implement that, like that freeze where it's just like, okay, maybe you take like 2 months out to get things caught up, leading like so. Let's say you cut things off. I don't know, and you cut things off in August, like maybe like early August, cut it off, and then so that you're ready for when was it New York Comic Con happens in October. That's going to be another huge group of submissions, and then so I mean that would be the way I would do it is that make sure that you get past San Diego. Once you're done with San Diego, then San Diego, whatever, big con.
They can't do it like that, boss, and it would make no sense business.
I know they can't. It would be nice if they would, though, because then that way you're all set. But
they need to continuously make money, and the more books that are coming in constantly, even if they're not getting graded, they're still getting paid.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I think they're a publicly traded company now, so it's all about money, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I just, it would be nice to have a I wouldn't say flawless system, just because there's always going to be flaws, but it would be nice to have a more streamlined system, whereas, you could be consistent in everything. So,
I'm of the opinion that grading should be done by AI, but hey, that's just me.
You wouldn't have any mistakes at that point. It's just like, but then again, though, you can mess with that though, because you can program it to say like nobody gets anything. There's no such thing as a 9.9, even though 9.9 exists. Never give a 9.9 unless we override.
I think if it wasn't manipulated and you let it happen, I think that's the only thing that would make people happy.
I mean,
even then they'd probably bitch about something.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, I mean, if they did let AI do it, I mean, now you have something that can grade books in fractions of a second. Like you can grade. I mean, because you got to figure it. You just look it over and you just know, like, all right, these are all the defects. Actually, what would make it take time is flipping through all the pages. If you had to have somebody go ahead and flip the page, because you don't want a machine doing that.
No, you got somebody flipping pages. But
if you have somebody flipping through the pages and everything, it's just like, okay.
You would think that they would have a very high-end glossary of books that they've already graded that they could just pump into an AI system and say, this is a 9.8, this is a 9.9.
Yeah, well, I mean, they are. I mean, when you look at how, I mean, even the human grading, or even the grading that they have now, like that last thing. I mean, they basically only grade the covers when you really like in that video. The guy was like, "All right, here's all these Power Rangers books, and this is what it comes." Like he was just looking at the covers. He was just looking at the front and back cover. Didn't look at anything on the pages at all. So it's just like in that situation, in that instance, that's how they're gonna catch up on everything. So they just grade the covers, look at those. All right, 9.6, 9.6, 9.6, 9.8, 9.8, 9.8, 9.8, 9.9, 9.4, 9.2. It's just like that. That's all they're gonna do is just get a bunch of stuff, and then just look at it and hope for the best, and just say okay, and maybe go to somebody else and say, well, hey, let's say someone has a Conan #1 and they have a Conan #1. What are you giving that one? I'm giving it a 9.8. All right, let me see yours. Let me look at the. Oh yeah, this is the 8.0. I mean, just because I just think it's an 8.0. There's no way like that. That's what I think. Honestly, that's probably what happens under a lot of cases, unless they have multiples. If they have multiples of the same book, then it's like, all right, I can just grade these, look at these all the way. All right. These are 4 9.8s. They're all going in. Anybody else have Secret Wars #8? I do. Okay. 7.5. 9.4. Like that. That's what I think. That's honestly what I think. I mean, that would be how they would catch up and get quicker. But
let's share my my short box auction. Went live yesterday, but did all raw books this time, and it ends tomorrow. But it ends tomorrow, like at 9 Eastern. So, that's some key books.
I can't send them to CJ because I made the list and I owe money for every subscriber I get. So if I have him grading my comics too, he's gonna, I'm gonna be in that man's pocket forever. That's what he told me when I watched this. Like, did you guys see he did that stream? I don't even know how many hours it went, but like 11. I saw it again, and it was
11.
like when I popped in again and just was like joking around. He had been on for like 12 hours. He's like, Boston Chris, you made the list. He's like, we'll protect you,
That's it.
but you're gonna give me money for every subscriber you get. I'm like, oh my god.
I tried to sell these what ifs for $30. I guess I'll get my plus $30.
I like the What If series, man. It's a good series.
Yeah, they
I
were
love
high. They were high grade what ifs. So I tried to sell them for.
I want to buy those kinds of books right now, but I'm after just bigger books at the moment. So I just
They're easy. They're easy. I'm telling you right now. Like when you go to conventions, look. Just because
yeah,
they
no, exactly. I can find them. It's just a matter so I'm sort of just focused on bigger stuff at the moment.
Yeah. No, I always look for what ifs and stuff like that just because I have a good time, and I try to get as many of them as I can.
A little late on that one, Huda. You're a little late, buddy.
I almost have.
I found it in my collection.
I know.
I almost have.
But it was funny is I had 3 of them. This is the last one.
Yeah, I almost have a full volume 1.
I had a full volume. I think I sold it, most of it.
Hey, I don't know if I'm early or late on this. It's a little gray copy though.
How low is low?
Probably a 4 or 5.
That's not bad.
Still attached.
Oh, boys, I think I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah, I think we all should get out of here because I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'll drop this link one more time if anybody who's here. We should stop sharing this, but probably won't stay long backstage. Got a long day tomorrow, but that's what I got. That's what I got on my end for. I got my short box ends tomorrow, so you got a lot of books that don't even have bids, and those books are worth more than $5. Got that going on my end. Also, we didn't get nobody won the Marvel cards because if somebody would have super chat, you would have basically got this for free because nobody super chatted $2. So $2 gets you 1 entry, $5 get you 3 entries for this lot of books. It ends in 3 days. So you got Adventure in the Fear 11, first appearance of Jennifer Kale, first mention of the Nexus of Realities, a lot of stuff. You got ASM 140. You got ASM 162. Somebody told me it's the first appearance of I can't remember. But Punisher cover. You also got the first appearance of Bobby Dele. Not Bobby. I'm reading Bobby Delgado. First appearance of freaking Doc Samson. And I have the sketch. So this all ends. You got that in there. Ends in a few days. So anybody who's entered Super Chat or is a channel member is going to get entered in. If anybody would have did any of those items tonight, since nobody else, you would have won this for free and been entered. So I put a stack of cards together. Also, I have a hollow reactor, a hollow card in there as well. I had Hawkeye, Shang-Chi. So I had a lot of Topps Chrome, Topps Metal. Was gonna just throw that in as a free, for a super chat. So you would have got that for free tonight if you would have entered, because nobody's done that. What else? And yeah, man, you guys have a happy Thanksgiving on my end, and I'll turn it over to Chris because he's celebrating. There you go.
Oh, because it says feeling festive, might drop a Hero Convention feature guest announcement to go along with our Thanksgiving meal. Also, Heroes Con 2025 tickets go on sale Friday. Woo! Last piece of the puzzle. Got my flight, got my hotel. I just need my ticket, and then I'm in.
Happening. It's all happening, people.
I know. I'm excited. So I don't have anything other than tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Friday night is Hustlemania. So come and check us out on The Hunt on Tony Sanders' channel and, see who wins Hustlemania. Sunday is going to be Church Oblique. I will most likely end up doing a live this week. Fantastic Forum. Just because I am off this week, so I have time and I can go ahead and, stream and everything. So I don't know specifically what time. I would say probably, if I had to guess, it would end up being around 9 p.m. Eastern. So I will try to do that, and just keep an eye out for that. So that'll be some fun. And other than that, just chilling.
Yes, sir. Now go on to my buddy Bleak. I know he's here, but he's not on camera. But what you got going on, Bleak?
We got church on Sunday. I'll be at the shop Sunday. We got what else do we got going on?
So we get shopping with Bleak.
Yeah. We got an episode of Slab or Not the Slab going up on this week, I'm hoping, and we've got just all that stuff.
And he's a former champion, so
we will be on the hunt this weekend, and it's the Friday, and it's gonna. I think Sting might make an appearance, so you better watch out.
In case
man. So yeah, it's a lot going on. I appreciate Bobby entering in. I appreciate was in here chilling. Carlito Locke. Everybody who was here earlier, who stopped by, appreciate you guys a lot. Like I said, if you watch this later and you see, you're like, oh man, I wish I would have got the free cards since nobody entered. Just DM me. I might start throwing them in people's packages when they buy comics. But yeah, man. Have a good day tomorrow, everybody. We'll see you later. Let's just end it like this. Oh yeah. When we're doing Band of Brothers.
I haven't asked K-pop yet, but I would imagine first week of December. So let's try and get that.
So that's that'd be like next week.
Second, I'm not sure. We got to figure that out.
Yeah. So put it like this: we're not gonna run it around Christmas to let people know. So if it's next week, it's next week. If it's the week after that, it's the week after that. But it's gonna be relatively soon for Band of Brothers. Because we want to get you guys some holiday deals without being on around the holidays. So that's it, man. You guys have a wonderful day, night, all that good stuff. Peace out. Band of Brothers coming soon.
Think positive. Never show any sign of weakness. Always go for the throat. Buy low, sell high. Fear, that's the other guy's problem. Nothing you have ever experienced can prepare you for the unbridled carnage you're about to witness. The Super Bowl, the World Series, they don't know what pressure is. In this building, it's either kill or be killed. You make no friends in the pits and you take no prisoners.
You son of a bitch.
We happy? Vincent! We happy?
Yeah, we happy.